Q&A session has started. The recording has started.
The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at talkrealsolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of talkrealsolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not talkrealsolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right, all right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I'm going to ensure that I check my audio this time. I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson, and I want to thank you for tuning in. Today is March the 21st, 2021, and I want to thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the show. You can join us on the YouTube channel. If you want to participate in the show, you can call in at 717-908-1834, or you can hit the participant code at 917324. And as always, I will open your line and you can join the conversation. I just ask, as I always do, to please respect the other callers on the line as you give your opinion on whatever topic we're discussing, and respect the other's opinion and allow others to speak as they give their opinion. Um, y'all know me. I invite all callers, all opinions. I do not mind people voicing their side. I just ask that you respect the platform that we're on, YouTube guidelines, because without YouTube, of course, we wouldn't be able to have these conversations, and they are important conversations about politics, religion, and other subjects that we discuss. Um, that's it. It ain't really no rules over here. It's just when we first started, YouTube was a lot different. These platforms was a lot different. There was a lot more leniency. You was able to freely force your opinion on whatever you was talking about, and there was really no restrictions whatsoever. You was able to just go for what you knew and say whatever you wanted to say, uh, basically. And then you was moderated, but it really wasn't no restrictions. And now that ads are involved and people are really concerned about revenue, of course people are monitoring and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, we need to watch what we say over here. And but we have some people that just don't respect either the platform, YouTube or whatever, and they just want to come over here and not even care. So to you guys, just don't do that. Don't do that. And y'all know me. I don't give a crap. If you don't want to be over here, don't come. Do not do it. Do not come. I don't care. I don't. You're not gonna break my heart if you don't show up. It was never my intentions, and I was telling these guys the other night. It was never my intention um, to be one of these enormous platforms to begin with. I just that wasn't my thing. You know, I like uh, the socializing with the people that I know. I like having a chance to vent and express myself once a week, and just have the conversations. You know, sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. Here I've been able to at least once a week come up here and talk and have discussions about things. So that's cool. Uh, what else? Lately we've been talking about politics. Sometimes we get into the social stuff about uh, gender issues, about our community, about religion, about things like that, and yeah. So just keep it, on the level, and we'll be all right. So what we got going on? Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I am so freaking tired of the politics in this goddamn country about Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. We, as a damn country, are so screwed up that I'm done. I'm done with this guy. Well, you know what? I'm enjoying the car crash just like everybody else, because the more he's in the news, the more we watching him flail and just constantly just slowly fall and flail. Right now, it's about him not having the damn money, Sarge. He's clearly not a billionaire, right? He's clearly not a billionaire, and you know I don't really I honestly don't follow this stuff. I was telling these guys the other night when they was fighting back and forth about immigrants and all of this kind of stuff. Yeah, that stuff is okay to go back and forth with on the line and stuff. But I'm telling you, these y'all ain't really looking at what's going on. It's the big corporation that is controlling people, that is dictating what we do. They don't give a crap about no damn immigrants. Mr. Solutions was kind of confused when I said that I don't think this planet should have borders. I don't think humans should be controlled by policies and doctrines. I don't think the rules and regulations that was created by ancient humans should dictate how we socialize. He's confused by that. He wanted to make sure that he broke through everybody and said, "Well, Tyrone said the dumbest shit that I ever heard anybody say the other night when he said there shouldn't be no borders." That's because you programmed, you dumb son of a bitch. You're programmed. Yeah, I get it. You would say that. You want to be controlled. You know, that's fine. You can't see outside of that box. You know, if somebody says something that's not within what you are what's inside your belief system, of course it sounds crazy, right? Because it's not within inside your bubble. You got to think outside of what you got programmed with, sir. You know, and that's where my mind is. I erase everything. I attempt to erase everything that humans instilled in our psyche, and I try to take a look. It's hard. I try to take a look at how things would be if we didn't get you know indoctrinated with all these rules and regulations and how to treat each other. That's how I try to look at things. And when I say there shouldn't be no borders, we wouldn't be using missiles to kill humans, right? We wouldn't be using barbed wire fences to confine human beings and babies, you know, and starve people, right? We wouldn't be using corporations to steal resources from a mighty continent like Africa and taking those resources and selling them in other parts of the world to enrich the rest of the planet while that continent starves that those people. If there wasn't no borders, you could barter and trade and give those people what they're worth, you know. If there wasn't no borders, people could just, I don't know. It would be it would just be a different planet. There would be no, I don't know, I guess there would be no rules where, I don't know. It's something that even I can't even imagine how this made up place would be. What's up, East Coast? So yes, Mr. Solutions, I'll say it again and I'll say it over and over again. Uh Humanity has screwed up by implementing all of these rules and enforcing all of these policies on us. I know you think it's a good thing that throughout history, they've told us what to do. They call us uh and label us all of these categories. Mr. Solutions, let me show you that you, even in your personal state, that you reject some of the things that humanity has placed on you. Throughout your time on Talk Real Solutions, we talked to you and we asked you, sir. We asked you. We say, Mr. Solutions, are you a black man? And you won't tell us if you're a black man, Mr. Solutions. You reject the label of being black because humanity, society, has placed that label on you, sir. Now, that's not a border, right? But at some point in time, society has placed a label of race on you, right? So I'm saying the same thing about borders, where humanity has placed borders on the earth, and at some point in time, humanity has placed the label of race on you. You reject that, And I reject the idea of borders. So it's kind of like we've got the same mindset, but for some reason you want to knock on the door and yell, Tyrone is the stupidest motherfucker on the planet. He said he don't want no borders. Well, look at what you do when you call in here and say, "Don't call me black, sir." It's damn near the same thing. See, like I said, you motherfuckers, y'all ain't on my goddamn level. Y'all just think y'all just programmed. Y'all in this goddamn system, in this matrix, if you will, and you can't think outside of the box. You're stuck. And when somebody like me tries to explain things to you, you all of a sudden want to cut me off and yell over me and don't get the full picture of how I think and all of this kind of stuff, and then try to score points and all, and I let you because you're stupid, and this is the reason y'all follow Donald Trump, because Donald Trump, he's speaking 3-word paragraphs, and y'all understand that type of language, and there's no depth to them type of people, and that's what y'all do, so y'all cult minded people are easy to persuade and convince to do certain shit. So yeah, I don't think that there should be no borders. The immigrants that are getting treated a certain way are getting treated a certain way because y'all have been convinced that somehow or another there's something wrong with that group of humans when they're humans. The immigrants that are getting treated a certain way denied their humanity. Are humans, just like the humans in Gaza that are getting murdered, blown up, blown to fucking pieces. They're fucking humans. Just like the humans in Ukraine that has did absolutely nothing wrong on this planet. They deserve to fucking live. They're fucking humans. But because of simple-minded people like you and Sarge and ABC that can be convinced through these policies and politics and rules that there is a side that is right. Y'all think that it's okay to murder humans for no fucking reason. Y'all think that it's okay to create false borders and deny humans rights. See? Yeah, I don't think there should be no fucking borders. Okay? I just don't. Maybe without any borders, we could give humans uh, a, a even chance, a fair chance to survive on this damn planet. You know, I titled the show. I want proof of all of these conspiracies, which kind of goes into what the fuck I'm talking about right now, because a lot of these conspiracies that the right pushes, and then there may be some conspiracies on the left goes into some of these goddamn policies that make laws that segregates humans, that writes these rules, that creates these goddamn boundaries and borders, right? That keeps humanity separated the way we do. Now, the left, they probably will justify their policies of separation by saying something like it's okay to allow the pillaging and the robbing of the resources of Africa so we can have electric cars and cell phones, right? So our companies in China and Silicon Valley can exist. And they would convince the rest of the world that what they're doing is good for the goddamn planet. Because now we got, communications and everybody can talk but they're killing fucking babies in Africa. But we got cell phones, right? So somehow or another, we are convinced that it's okay to use these goddamn phones and computers and PCs and computer chips and all this kind of shit while Africa is being pillaged. But it's okay with the goddamn companies in America and see the left is not don't have clean hands either. People think that everybody is guilty on the right wing. No, no, no. I mean both parties, but I got to go ahead and poke fingers at these people. But because we know the right is fucking crazy, right? But the conspiracies on the right is just batshit crazy because they blatantly make up fucking shit in your goddamn face. For instance, there is a goddamn impeachment of the president of the United States going on today. That has absolutely no high crimes or misdemeanors that exist except for in the minds of the hillbillies and yahoos of the right wing of America. There is no high crimes and misdemeanors that exist for this made up goddamn impeachment that we are paying our fucking tax monies for. There is a conspiracy led impeachment in Washington, D.C. right the fuck now. There is a conspiracy that allowed see ABC, you stupid. See, before I go there, ABC, you stupid. What I said is, God damn it, I ain't going back over that shit. What I said is humanity fucked up the way we exist today. So you're gonna have to go back and listen. I didn't. It's not about open borders. It's not about blah blah blah. I'm saying the way we came into existence, about separating societies and calling people Mexicans and Brazilians and I don't know, Canadians and I don't know, Scandinavians, whatever the fuck. We fucked that up because now we separated people and started all of this goddamn racism and separation instead of just calling each other humans and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck you heard, but it's not about open borders. The fact that you use the term open borders shows that you have been programmed, because the term open borders means that you are afraid of other humans. And that terminology shows that somebody put in your head that there is something to be afraid of when it comes to another fucking human. And that's the problem with with what's going on in America and across the planet. You know, they made you fucking scared of another goddamn human being. Dummy. Okay? So, but this impeachment is fake, and there is no crime that Joe Biden has committed. There's no crime that Joe Biden has committed. And what's up, MJ? There's no crime that Joe Biden has committed, and these Republicans is running around here playing make up a goddamn impeachment, wasting our goddamn tax money, and America has to pay for this shit. And why the fuck is it okay? How is it okay for them to just sit around here and watch this balloon head James Comer just sit up there and drool at the goddamn mouth every goddamn day? And not come up with nothing for a goddamn impeachment. Why is that okay? Why this round faced motherfucker can say nothing every day about this goddamn impeachment and just come to work every day? How do we fire this son of a bitch? How can he be unjobbed? Why the fuck is it okay for this round faced motherfucker to sit up there in Washington every goddamn day? Yeah, you see that smiley face that East Coast just put in the chat room? That's how the fuck James Comer look. Like that round face fucking smiley face. Why do he have a job? Like why? What the fuck? Every goddamn day he sit up there and lie to the American people. And then he get his smiley face ass on goddamn Fox News and tell the same goddamn lie. And then he do it every damn day. He look like a goddamn emoji sitting in the goddamn the fucking house just lying all the goddamn time. James fucking Comer emoji. That's who the fuck he is, lying about a goddamn impeachment. And motherfuckers come to work every day looking at this goddamn representative emoji, lie about the goddamn impeachment, and then they go back and listen to this emoji another motherfucking day about the goddamn impeachment, and they lying every motherfucking day. What did he say? Look, now the emoji is pointing his finger, lying about them. Look, just lying. So he's not going to get impeached. And I need to understand. I need to hear Sarge tell us why for goddamn, I don't know, fucking 15 months, this motherfucking emoji been lying about this goddamn impeachment. There's nothing there. They done had Hunter Biden in there. We done seen Hunter Biden naked. We done seen Hunter James fucking goddamn the laptop up in there. We done seen Joe Biden's brother up in there. We done seen everybody up in there. We done seen the Russians up in there. Everybody done been up in here. The Sarge was running about his mouth about the goddamn laptop. The emoji lied about the goddamn laptop. So what the fuck? We tired of this bullshit. There is no goddamn impeachment. There was no goddamn. What the fuck? The laptop was bullshit. The emoji lied about the goddamn laptop. What the hell you ABC? Listen, okay, I'm talking about this fucking emoji. I'm gonna go back again to say what the hell I was saying. Right? Humans occupy the planet Earth. Period. Okay. You are programmed by the fucking United States to think that our nation controls every goddamn thing, right? I give a shit about every human on this goddamn planet, no matter where the fuck they live. That is my position. So, what I'm telling you is no human should be denied any resource that comes from this fucking globe that is floating in the middle of fucking space. Do you understand me now? So, if you live on this globe that is floating around the sun in the middle of fucking space, then it's yours. You're a fucking human living on this fucking rock. No one should tell you where to go on this goddamn rock. If you start on one place on this goddamn rock and start walking in one goddamn direction, you should have the right to continue to walk all the way around this bitch because you're a human and you're on this motherfucking rock. You shouldn't be able. So no one should say, "Mr. Human, stop right here. We have a border, and you cannot walk on this rock no more." That's my position. I don't. The whole border idea is stupid to me. Some ancient motherfuckers like Genghis Khan and all these ancient ass motherfuckers started making up these goddamn rules, and now you believe in them, or whoever the fuck, some kings and queens and all of these some bitches. You know, they started putting up walls and barriers and shit like that, and all of a sudden, you know, you giving praise to that shit. You know, so no, yeah, I think that humans should be able to walk all the way around this goddamn planet, butt ass naked if they want to, because we're fucking humans. So there we there. That's my opinion. You know, all of that bullshit about the border. You got to have an ID. You got to have a passport. All that. I don't believe in all that shit. But you know, I live in this time, so I guess we got to follow the fucking rules. You know, so it is what it is. I follow the law because it's the law. But personally, I think we should be really free on this planet. I don't think there should be any restrictions when it comes to movement on this planet. I just don't. But that's just me. I'm just an individual with an opinion. And I think because we have all of these rules, just like in fucking in Israel over there, man, because of those fucking borders, man, they're killing children, man. And not only the borders are killing children, their religion, man. They fucking them kids up, man. And the United States ain't saying shit. Down at the southern border, they 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 uh they lying on those people who are suffering and needing help, you know. And the only time I really talk about this stuff is on Thursday nights because there's nothing really I can do about it but share my opinion. I don't even I don't even I don't even engage in this shit, man. It's just a fucked up world. I know it's a fucked up world, man. Ain't shit I can do. But that's just my opinion. There ain't nothing I can do today. You know, fighting pollen. I don't know if the pollen fucking thick where y'all at, but this shit sucks down here. So you believe in open borders too, except for the criminals. Nigga, listen. God damn, you stupid. Listen, you dumb son of a bitch. Fuck you. I'm gonna keep on with the goddamn with my goddamn show. I ain't got no time to be answering your dumb ass. You about to be the stupidest motherfucker on the goddamn planet. What is wrong with you? Why you can't understand? What the fuck? Is your fucking head broke? What the fuck? Oh my goodness. Woo. All right. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. Well, I was talking about the damn emoji wanna. Uh um yeah, all the conspiracies on the goddamn right. Listen. Any other goddamn conspiracies on none of the conspiracies on the right never come true. None of the conspiracies that bottom here, but bottom there on the January 6th, none of those conspiracies ever came true. The conspiracies about election, the conspiracies about election, most of those conspiracies sent people to jail, and it's still sending people to jail. People are still getting locked up for the conspiracies on January the 6th. The conspiracies about Sandy Hook. Alex Jones had to pay a lot of money about those conspiracies, right? All of these conspiracies never come true. The conspiracies about COVID-19. Those conspiracies literally put a lot of people in harm's way. And a lot of people are still pushing those stupid ass conspiracies. For some reason, I don't know why the conspiracy minded person has to hold on to those beliefs. There's an emptiness, a void that those people are trying to fill. They're trying to prove something either to themselves or they want. I don't know. I think they're trying to convince people of something. And what confuses me is whenever these conspiracies don't come true, or what? How can they keep going with the, like, for instance, like, let's take the COVID-19 conspiracies, right? Whenever those conspiracies didn't come true, right? Why? How can those people continue with the conspiracies whenever they didn't come true, right? Whenever the Bill Gates stuff didn't come to fruition, right? How why do y'all keep going, right? Whenever the election conspiracies didn't come true, I don't understand why they keep going. Like SARS, for instance, right? Whenever the 2000 Mules stuff got disproven, I mean, how could he keep going? Y'all hear me with the conversations on the show, right? I show him and I prove to him the 2000 Mules stuff is fake. How the hell can he double down? I don't understand that mindset. What is that? Is that, and I'm not saying anything's mentally, well, like, I talk shit to him. I call him crazy. But I'm not saying anything's mentally wrong with that individual, right? But what is that? Is that a lapse in the capability of an individual when it comes to a specific way of thinking? Because it's real. We witness it, right? That is a real thing. And not only is it real, we heard a confession when we had a conversation with him, and he said that he literally went out and participated in watching drop boxes, right? He actually involved himself in these conspiracies, even though we know that it was a conspiracy, right? How could he physically put himself in that conspiracy? So there's millions of people that follow Donald Trump that are actually taking these actions. And I'm trying to figure out how, what is going on. And I'm only using Sarge because I know him. I ain't saying nothing bad about that brother. I mean, he's a good guy. And then I use ABC is another one. He told us what he did. He physically did something where he injected himself with bleach. Okay, okay. He didn't inject himself with bleach, but he did the next best thing and took a goddamn horse pill. Oh my goodness! But no. Okay. Woo! Oh my goodness. Okay. Woo! Oh. Okay. Let me get me some water. Whew. Okay. Woo! All right. But ABC, ABC, he did his thing. But how could ABC pull himself to believe in a conspiracy enough to actually do that? You know, and then he still to today stand by the fact that it worked when science tells us that parasite medicine you could go read it. Parasite medicine is for parasites and not for viruses. Because a parasite is a little bug and a virus is a virus. Two completely different things. Two different things. But someone has convinced him that one affects the other through a conspiracy. I don't know. This is powerful. The conspiracy mindset whenever whenever these people start preaching this stuff, and they attract a lot of people, and I don't understand why so many people fall for this stuff, you know and you can't convince them otherwise. You can't convince them otherwise. ABC, if that's you, you can talk if you want to. You can't
Hey,
convince.
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you on, man. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead and say what you was gonna say. Man, you dumb as hell. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. You just
I'm just
trying to
speaking.
start
I'm
up
just
something.
I'm just preaching, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so what's up with this whole we are the world humanity thing? That's what you on now?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm going back before all the rules were created, right? I'm saying when humans was humans, right? Before we created, not what before. I'm okay. I got to be specific with you. Before we created all the rules, before they started making all these borders and stuff. I was just saying instead of humans making all these rules and creating all these boundaries, I don't think that we should have boundaries. I just think we should be free as humans on this planet and not have boundaries.
So uh, you don't have any consideration or concern rather about different languages, different cultures, just everybody blend together and do whatever. And is there government in this utopia that you're talking about, or
Well, let's address that. So if we talking about different languages and different cultures, so over time, right? If we got different languages and different cultures, over time we will learn how. Let's say you live over there and your culture speaks a different language than mine. Maybe over time we'll learn how to communicate between our cultures.
okay, maybe over time
Yeah,
we will learn. Okay, well, we're doing that now. I mean, people travel,
I'm
and
optimistic.
over time you can. I mean, you can learn another language and go to Australia or some shit or whatever.
Mhm.
Germany. So what's the problem? I mean, you got that now. It's up to you to learn it. You know, ain't nobody stopping you.
Right.
So what's the big deal about us having borders then? Why is that
the
a
big
problem?
the big deal about us having borders is you're restricting resources from humans that may need resources.
Okay. So in the world that you're talking about where there's no borders, then everybody's got access to those resources.
Yes.
Well, how's that being managed? I mean, is there one world government or are there different governments with no borders? And the government in Germany, there's no borders, but the government in Germany is managing the resources in Germany, but we all got access to it. How does that shit even work?
Well, the governments would be different, of course. I don't know how the governments would be structured. ABC.
Oh, but hold on, no, hold on. You just said, and I heard what you just said. You don't know how the government will be sorted. But if you got open borders,
Mhm.
then you got to have some idea of how we manage this. If you advocating for, or are you saying it should be this way? Then how should the government work?
Okay, so slow down. You're constantly using the term open borders. Okay, I want to listen to what I'm saying. I want to take that word out of your vocabulary for this conversation. Okay, because I'm talking about no borders. Um,
Okay, no borders.
yeah,
I'll use that. I
yeah,
think it's bullshit, but it ain't no problem. It's the same
yeah,
difference.
yeah,
No borders.
yeah,
So in a world of no borders,
yeah.
then how do we manage it? You
Well,
got to
like I
have
said,
some idea of how we do it. I mean, I know you said you don't know how to get, but you got to have some idea if you're going to advocate for no borders.
yeah. Let me see who this caller is. Who's this caller?
Man, you never fail to astound me, and I'll tell you why. Whenever you're ready, just let me know.
Okay, so let me try to address ABC. Once again, ABC, I was saying I'm talking about a world before governments are created. I'm talking about a world when humans, just getting to know each other, and they don't fight. There's no wars. There's no animosity. There's no conflicts. There's no, there's no tribalism. There's no beef. Everybody get along. And I'm talking about a world that probably will never exist. So
Well, it exists. That's
no,
heaven. You talking about heaven is what you're talking
no, of course I'm not talking about that.
about.
Um, but I'm just talking about something that probably won't never exist. So these governments and
So
this,
why are we spending time on it then? You
okay,
acknowledge that it probably
because
never
I
exists.
made the statement that there should be no borders, and people have a problem with that statement. So I'm just trying to
Well,
explain.
hey, but real talk. I'm gonna just say this, and then Sarge can get in. So you just said you was talking about it because you made the statement that there should not be any borders.
Uh-huh.
So what you just did when me and you went through this is you basically acknowledged you talking about utopia. It ain't gonna exist, but you made the statement that there shouldn't be any borders. But you just said it wouldn't exist.
Yeah,
So
because
you just talked yourself out of it.
no, I'm telling you, because of man and the way we came along through tribalism and wars and stuff like that. I think we're doing a disservice to humanity, the way we treat each other. And the way I look at it from my worldview, how things should have started is that humanity should have treated each other differently from the get go. And that's why I say there shouldn't be no borders. That's what I
Okay.
was trying to explain to Mr. Solutions.
So we're just talking theoretical,
Of course.
philosophy kind of thing. Nothing real. We're not talking anything real. We're just talking
Of course.
philosophically. Okay, well,
That's
I'm
what I was
good on
trying to
that.
tell Mr. Solution before he got his panties in a bunch.
Well, it sounds like what's that? East Coast was on your side. He's like, yeah, I'm with you. I understand what you're saying, Tyrone. Like
Yeah,
some of
because
these people might
y'all
believe it.
always
No,
y'all
no,
y'all
listen.
always
Some of these people might
fucking
believe you
feel some
talking
type of
real
way when
stuff.
I start expressing myself. Y'all are, I got him now. I
No,
got him now.
no, but no. Just as give you some feedback, it comes off like you talking about. We really want this, and this is what we're working towards. This is what we should be working towards. This is what we should be all advocating.
Well, we should
And
be.
yeah, but in reality, you just acknowledge that the shit is fantasy land. This is philosophical talk. It ain't real.
The reason that is fantasy land now, because what we have now is established. There is no way that the present day society and the way the world is structured now that anybody is giving up anything. That is never going to happen. Now, if I could make a wish, I would wish that everybody would give it up and just be free, but it's not going to happen. There's no way.
Right. Right.
But go
So
go ahead.
there's some dull minds in the chat room that might be hearing you and yeah yeah Tyrone, I'm on that.
Because listen, world peace has always been a wish for people, and I'm a world peace guy. That's me. I always
But
have
you know what
been.
it is? You know what it is? I think what it's communism and Marxism has that ideal, the ideal, I'm not saying that you push for that, but I'm saying when you say that kind of stuff like, yeah, no borders and we are the world and if everything was great, that's the kind of stuff that's the kind of talk that those people have. That's like, all humans should have the same rights. All the humans, it all sounds good, but what are we talking about? What's that? The one that needs it the most gets it, and the one that don't need it so much don't get so much or something.
Mhm.
It's just some weirdo stuff. It's a weird conversation that you bring in here. That's all I'm saying.
See what you just said, and calling it weirdo, when you speaking about equality, is strange to me because I'm saying that everybody should be able to have access to everything, and for you're calling it weird, which means that you saying that some people should have more than the others. I
No,
don't know what
well,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Just gonna say, it's the whole thing is, you work for it, then you get what you work for. If you don't work for nothing, if you want to sit around and chill all day, that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's a
But you
slave
ain't got
owner.
shit.
That's a
So
slave owner
and you don't
mentality.
deserve shit. No, 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 no. This is that's a nature thing.
No,
If you need shelter and you laying around, but you don't want to go out there and grab some sticks and leave the shit and build a shelter, then you're just gonna be drenched out there laying in the mud. It's all good. That's your choice.
that's a
But if
slave.
you want it,
That's a slave owner
what,
mentality.
what kind of shit is that, man? What are you talking about, slave owner mentality?
Yeah, yeah, that's a slave owner mentality.
So if you lay around all day, you deserve the same thing that somebody get that been out there hustling and fishing and working and shit like that. But you deserve the same thing. You've been laying around chilling all day.
Man, you know what? In nature, I ain't even gonna do that. I mean, there's plenty of examples. There's plenty of examples in nature to
That's weird.
what you're talking about is bullshit because there's plenty of examples where animals take care of their group of animals. They did. So what you're talking about is bullshit.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna shut up. Let Sarge smack you around a little bit.
Okay.
But you full of crap.
Well, Sarge, welcome to the show, sir. How you doing tonight?
Oh, man, I'm just enjoying you, man, because you are always good for comic relief, and I really appreciate the laughs you bring me when you say the utterly absurd things you say. It is like watching a combination of Monty Python and Saturday Night Live listening to you sometimes.
Okay.
But look, let me just say that I'd like to preface my comments by acknowledging that it is possible for someone to change their viewpoint. I mean, I'm proof positive of that. I used to be a leftist Democrat once upon a time, so I acknowledge you could change your viewpoint. So I mean, I want to make that clear before I say what I got to say. But I got a note that you, Tyrone Thompson, have retired after honorable service from the United States Army. And I can't help but note that the primary function of any army, I don't care what nation it is the defense of that nation's borders. That is the primary reason any such organization exists. Now again, I'm going to acknowledge you maybe change your point of view. I mean, a lot of people do. You didn't explain why you would or what you've learned in the meantime that caused you to reject that very notion of being an organization whose very existence is to protect the borders of a nation. And to show you how far this can go, now I'm going to just give you a fact. There's a Venezuelan illegal alien named Leonel Moreno. He's residing now in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. And he said he's giving tips to other illegal aliens so they, in his words, don't become wards of the state and have to rely on public assistance. He's giving them tips on how to invade unoccupied homes and then invoke squatters' rights in the United States. Now, he's talking about what they call adverse possession laws, which are often known as squatters' rights, which allow unlawful property occupants right over the property if they occupy the place without the owner's consent. So if you go away from your home for 30 days or more in a lot of jurisdictions, now you got to look at the law and the jurisdiction, but this is a general idea. You leave, you go away, say to Europe or Africa or South America, wherever you want to go for a vacation, 30 days. Guy breaks into your house, establishes residence in the house for 30 days or more. When you get back, you can't put that motherfucker out your house. This guy is telling these illegal aliens how to take advantage of this. Now, I'm just curious, Tyrone, since he said, we need shelter, and this is one way for us to get shelter. I'm just curious if one of them was to say come into your house under similar circumstances. I'm just wondering what your attitude toward them. Would you get out your shotgun, or would you welcome them? And he say, "Oh, it's okay. You gonna let me live in the garage while you stay in my house?" I'm just wondering what you do. But I'm not. You don't have to answer because I don't need you to have to resolve the paradoxes and contradictions in your statements. It's not necessary. I just want you to ponder it. That's all. Now, I know I've been going on for a little while, and I like to be succinct. But you challenged me with a whole lot of things when it came to James Comer and what James Comer has come up with and what James Comer has revealed. And I think you ought to give me a shot at answering some of this jive you challenged me with, because it's a whole lot of stuff that you seem to want to overlook.
Go ahead, man.
So, I'm just saying, now remember, I'm not like you. I don't claim that things are proof when they're not proof. I never do. I say there's evidence. I say proof comes from either the scientific method or a trial where people are under cross-examination and evidence is submitted under oath. Now, you regularly say the very presence of some specious proof of evidence or some specious evidence, half-baked evidence, is proof of what you claim. And I never do that. I say here's the evidence to show that such a thing is likely. And I say that is necessary in order to prove it, is to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt at trial with everybody subject to cross-examination and everything subjected under oath. That's how you get proof. That's the difference between you and me, and that's the difference between what James Comer is doing right now. He is offering evidence, ample evidence corroborated by independent sources such as bank transfer records, such as text messages, such as the testimony of associates and witnesses. And all that is evidence that should be presented at some sort of adjudicatory proceeding. That's how you prove it. You don't just claim it's proof because somebody either gets indicted or they offer evidence. You say they've offered evidence and they've got an indictment. It's not proof. You need to learn the difference. Now let me explain to you what the undisputed facts about Biden were. Just according to what Hur came up with about Biden. Now, let's see what Hur came up with. Not even a dispute that he unlawfully and knowingly removed and retained classified files from his Senate days since 1973, over a half a century, when he had no authority whatsoever to have one single document in his possession. He removed the files to 9 different locations, none of them secure. If you look at the sloppy mess and dilapidated boxes of files he had in his garage, we saw the pictures, was that Biden removed them not accidentally, but did so to further his political career and to get an $8 million profit by giving a ghostwriter access to the classified materials that he illegally retained to enhance his memoirs. $8 million worth of reasons to do it. He had no statutory authority before he was president to classify any of these files. He knowingly disclosed the files present and contacted his ghostwriter, a guy named Mark Zwanitzer, who didn't have any security clearance. He's on tape going back as far as 2017, admitting he was violating the law. But he didn't come forward for 6 years, only after the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago, because he was afraid that his own special counsel was going to indict Trump for the very same exposure, willfully retaining files in his home they knew was pleasant. That's where we get this myth about, he cooperated with this thing, he turned him back in. None of this was started before the Mar-a-Lago raid and the pending indictment of Donald Trump. Now, you need to keep that in mind because that is a fact. And that the ghostwriter that he gave access to classified material willfully destroyed state's evidence when he arrested the tapes he had that were recovered by Hur's forensic team, and yet he wasn't prosecuted for obstruction of justice or restoring the requested materials. Now, this is just the stuff with the special counsel and Ben Hur. I haven't even begun to address the evidence evidence that James Comer and the Judiciary Committee have come up with, because I've been talking for a while. You know me, I don't like to bloviate and hog the mic. That's what I leave your other callers to do. But I think in this case, since you challenged me on this, it's important for me to talk about facts and not just some bullshit narrative.
Okay. Well, first of all, the files that were discovered at the Biden's residence wasn't part of the impeachment of Hunter Biden in the Ukraine deal. So you're off kilter there, because the impeachment involved Hunter Biden and the get rich and pay for play. So you talking about two different things when you talking about the files that were discovered at Biden's residence. So take that off the table.
Did you have any problem with anything I said about them factually? Anything?
Yeah.
Factually. I'm not talking about whether or not you think it should be done about it. I'm saying, do you have any problem with what I say with her testimony before Congress under oath?
Yeah, that doesn't have anything to do with the impeachment.
No, I know. I'm saying, would you believe I said represented anything inaccurately?
Yes.
Or that Ben-Hur or Mr. Hur did not say these things to Congress under oath?
Yes. The files.
Okay, what was it that I'm misrepresenting here?
The files do not have.
No, I didn't say that. The classified, you saying he didn't have them in his possession illegally?
Can I finish my thought?
Are you saying that the timeline of when he decided to cooperate with the government to get him back wasn't after the Mar-a-Lago raid? Because that's what that's what Robert Hur said.
If you let me finish, the files do not have anything to do with impeachment. Okay?
Okay. I'll grant you that. But see, I've been talking for a while, and like I said, I'd like to give it back to somebody else. And if you'll let me, I'll tell you about the impeachment inquiry and the evidence revealed by the impeachment. Now, that's my next step. I was going to go on to the impeachment inquiry.
Okay, let me
see,
finish.
I've been talking a while. I don't like to bloviate forever.
Let me finish.
But if you want to hear it, I'm more than willing to tell you.
Okay, let me finish.
But Sarge, so he was talking as you was talking, though.
Yeah, because you started out trying to prove that you had evidence for impeachment.
All right, so I got things out of sequence. I'll get them in sequence now.
You started
no
out.
problem. I'll grant you I got it a little bit out of sequence, but I'm ready to go with James Comer's uncovered.
Hold on. You started out trying to tell everybody you were going to prove.
I know what I did. I've already acknowledged it. Let's move on.
Oh.
Again, let's go over the evidence that James Comer has revealed.
Why are you cutting
and
me
it's
off?
evidence.
Let me finish.
He's got people who've been deposed. People submitted depositions.
I am trying to prove that you was wrong.
Testimony.
I was trying to prove that you was wrong with what you said, and you keep cutting me off.
I didn't say it had anything to do with the impeachment. I was just saying some things about Joe Biden that came up. I've already admitted my error in sequence.
You absolutely said that. You started off saying that you was going to give me evidence that Joe Biden, this was the evidence that James Comer had for Joe Biden's impeachment, and then you gave me the goddamn files from her. Now shut the fuck up and stop lying. God damn. Now what I was trying to tell y'all, the evidence that Sarge just presented had nothing to do with the goddamn impeachment. Fuck. Now I'm going to open your mic again. Jesus Christ.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've already acknowledged that. But I'll tell you what, I've been talking for a while. You can let somebody else go. And you come back to me, and I'll tell you what that evidence is that lends credence to the impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden. How about that?
Wait a minute.
Do you think that might be fair? And like I said, I've already acknowledged the error. We don't need to recover that. I did admit Ben-Hur's testimony has nothing to do with the impeachment inquiry.
Okay.
Proper.
And one more
Although
thing.
it is evidence of the lawlessness of this corrupt senile-ocrat bastard Joe Biden, who's the worst goddamn president in the history of the United States, utterly destructive, a fool and incompetent, and just a total moronic corruptocrat who doesn't deserve to be a dog catcher.
Okay, so
But that's okay. We'll show you all the evidence that indicates that.
Okay, so what I want to do.
If you're willing to hear it and you got the guts to hear it.
Okay, so what I want to do, I'm gonna introduce Elisa and then Big J. But before I do that, I want to highlight the fact that Sarge came on here lying, and I caught his ass. And I want everybody to know that that's what just happened. I want everybody to know that Tyrone caught his ass lying again. What's up, Miss Elisa? You there, Miss Elisa?
Tyrone.
Hey, what's happening?
Excuse me. Before I go, look, I tell you, I gotta hang up. I'm gonna call you back on my
Of
cell
course
because I
you
gotta
do.
take a run somewhere. But I'll call you back and we're gonna get this straightened out if you got the guts to deal with it.
Of course you do. You just got caught, nigga. Oh,
That's
Jesus.
okay. You know what you got. You know I'm about to kick your ass. That's why you about to cow. You're cowering right now. You lip spittle running dog. I got your ass and you know it.
Jesus Christ. What's happening, Elisa?
Oh, hey Tyrone. Hi. Hello to everybody else on the phone. Y'all can go ahead. I'm just listening. I'll chime in. Sorry to have to go.
What's happening, Big J? You heard Sardline, didn't you?
I wasn't here for the whole entire thing.
Okay.
So let me say this straight up. I'm getting tired of people lying online. I don't know why certain black men will rather follow narratives and they don't think for themselves. Okay, everybody want to blame Eric Adams and Brandon Johnson for the migration, but where's the smoke? And these same individuals tell you vote for Trump, vote Republican, but then y'all don't want to question Ron DeSantis and the Texas governor Greg Abbott for sending migrants to Chicago, New York, and LA. I'm just trying to figure out when I see people like ABC and all these Negroes get online, I wonder do like they just read the news? Do they follow attention what's going on, or do they just listen to what Bob niggas say on YouTube and go along with it, with the narrative? It's sad though that we live in a society, right? That we live in a society where people don't research what's going on. It's like people just repeat what somebody else says. I'm just saying. I'm done.
All right. Uh-oh.
I mean, the sense of man, you want to talk about conspiracies and everything else. I just look at like, really, that's what y'all think. That's all, in what y'all think is repeat with some word for word verbatim what somebody else said. I find a problem with that.
Well, yeah, with the immigration, man, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I don't know. Those people at the border, they're running from something, and they just keep making up things to, there's a problem. Of course there is, but the lies that are coming about the immigrants they keep making up the lies to instill fear in Americans.
Tyrone,
Yeah.
you acknowledge that it's a problem. I assume that means that it's bad. But then you said they're making up all this other stuff. So let's put aside the stuff that people making up. Why do you say it's a problem?
Okay, there's a problem because our immigration system is broken, right? But the lies, for instance, Fox News just got sued by when on TV, on air, on Sean Hannity's show, they just beat up a guy live on air because they said he was an immigrant. Due to the lies, ABC.
But hold on. I'm trying to, before we get to the lies, we can talk about the lies. But you yourself said it's a problem, but it's the lies. Okay, so we'll deal with the lies later. Why do you say it's a problem? The immigration problem, the illegal immigration thing is a problem.
Well, I say it's a problem because America has never did anything to address its immigration system. And that's with the legal way people get in here, and I ain't even talking about the border. I'm talking about like the ports of entry too, like inside of the United States of America. The system where you get visas, the overstays, all of that stuff. There's a problem with our immigration system, is what I'm saying.
So
do you
you
understand
don't
what I'm
really,
saying?
yeah. What it sounds like you're saying is You don't really think there's much of an issue right now. Like there's not a current issue. It's just the overall thing is broken. It sounds
No,
like that's what you're saying.
listen to what I'm
Is
saying.
that correct?
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not just talking about the southern border. The immigration system in America is broken when it comes. So whenever you got these visas, when people come into America, right? There's a waiting line. Whenever you got the visas and people get the visas, they overstay their process. Uh, that whole system is broke, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, man. I
Okay.
mean, I think everybody's been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
But
So that's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
asking you, you're only focused on that, and you're not addressing anything, or you don't believe that there's a current issue that is a problem.
Yes, there's a problem currently.
So bottom line is this: has it gotten worse since Biden got in office?
It's been getting worse since every president been in office, not just
Okay,
one president.
So it ain't nothing different about Biden's handling of this situation.
It's been worse since every president. I'm not going to put it on one president. ABC. That's bullshit. I can't do that. That's crazy.
Okay, so before Biden came in, we had all these immigrants in hotels and complaints, and we see stuff on TV now where they rushing the borders and tearing down barriers. All this was going on before Biden came into office.
You had immigrants every goddamn where before Biden went into office. What the hell you talking
That
about?
ain't what I said, man. I'm talking about us putting them up in hotels, them living on the streets, them tearing down barriers at the border. I'm saying those specific things. You saying all that happened before Biden came in office?
I haven't seen those images that you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, but here's the problem though, ABC. But yet you refuse to acknowledge. You keep on asking the question that you refuse to research on. Most people who cross the border ain't Mexicans. Those people are from Colombia and Venezuela. Let me to finish my point. Those are countries that America been inside of since Trump. Every time we send the CIA, NSA inside the countries in Latin America, we keep seeing the increase of those people coming up, bubbling up into the Rio Grande. It happened under Obama. It happened under Bush. Every time though we go to Nicaragua during Bush time, when Nicaragua was affected, guess who's crossing the border? The Nicaraguans. Every time during the drug war under the first Bush and Reagan, guess who kept coming up? Colombians. So you can't just sit there and just talk about, well, it seems like though you keep asking the question about who gives them hotels and who giving them you're trying to pigeonhole this conversation into Democrat Republicans, because I know where you're going to go. You're going to talk about what Biden put these people in hotels, which is just not true. That was policy. The policy that the reason why they were in hotels because the policies that was passed 30 years ago to put these people in hospitals.
Yeah,
not hospitals, hotels and everything else. But nobody want to talk about the policy that was passed 30, 40 years ago across party lines. But y'all don't want to dive deep into what reason why they're in hotels and shit.
Yeah,
I don't understand why people just stop and just say, oh, that's Biden's fault. Rather than analyzing it, because people been talking about immigration. Even when Bush and Reagan had their debate in 1980, they were still talking about the same old thing. I don't get it.
Okay, so you said all of that, and Tyrone, this goes to what you said. What both of y'all are doing is you want to turn it into this big, overreaching, overarching discussion on immigration, going back to Reagan when he gave him amnesty all the way up to now and all this kind of shit.
No. Listen, ABC.
No, hold on.
No, I didn't. No, you lied right there. You lied right there.
You told me to be quiet while you talk, Big J.
Well, go ahead, get it out. Go ahead,
while I'm
let him get it out. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm saying, That is absolutely what you guys are doing. You keep pushing it like immigration's already been there. We all know that what happened with Reagan, giving them amnesty, and that they continue to have come, the illegal immigration has been going. We know this. It's a matter of how the country has managed it. You know, it's happened. It's been happening, but ain't nothing happened like what's happening now. And it ain't about just shitting on Biden. There's something about the policy that's changed. And this stuff about what America does in foreign countries that drives these people here, there's no doubt about that. Ain't nobody got any question about that contributing to it. But they're coming from Europe, from China, from all over the damn place because the word has got out that come over here and you can get in here. The cartels are, everybody's making money off of this shit. And there's no way that you can say that the shit didn't change once Biden came in. There's video of the people at the border, the border patrol people, just opening the gate and letting them in. And it's been acknowledged that the government has been flying them on planes into different countries from Texas once they cross the border. And the thing about, last thing, the thing about Texas and DeSantis sending them to different countries, hell yeah, because they're saying, look, y'all created Biden, the government, the federal government. You created the policy that's bringing all these people here, and we're being overrun by this. We don't want to deal with this stuff. You guys, the federal government, are the ones that created this policy that's allowing all these people to come through and telling us that we need to allow these people in. So since you did that, we ain't gonna take them. What's those things y'all got, sanctuary cities? Y'all can have them. So they sent them there. Is it the best thing or a good thing? I ain't saying if it's good or bad or anything. I'm glad they're doing it, and I think they should keep doing it.
Really?
And that's
Really?
Well, hold on. Let me say this right here. Hold on, Big J. Let me say this right here.
Big J does.
Hold on.
You an ignorant motherfucker.
Hold on. Calm down.
No, this dude, he's coming back.
Okay, well, you just hold on, calm down. Let me just say this right here. ABC, you just said every goddamn talking point there is, right? And that's fine. And all that proves is that you fell for the propaganda. And this is a fact.
Does that mean none of it's true? Since it's talking point, that means none of it's true.
Okay, well, you just want to talk over me too, huh?
No, but you purposely leave out facts, though. You purposely leave out facts, though.
Listen to what I'm saying, brother. Is that, because it's a talking point, that means that you've been programmed with the goddamn propaganda. That's all that means. Well, what I'm trying to say, and I think Big J is saying this too, is that the immigration has been going on for the longest, and it has not ever stopped. What you are doing is because of this political season, and it's been highlighted. You are highlighting everything that everybody wants you to damn say, and that's fine. You got it. You got every talking point that is, and you're hyped up on whatever they're telling you to say, and the buses and the hotels and they everywhere and all this kind of stuff, and this the worst time it's ever damn been, and it ain't never happened before, and all this. Okay, I got it. But the fact is, Donald Trump had them down there in cages. Remember that? He was separating families. Remember that? All of that shit, I don't never hear you saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right.
Shit,
that's how you control
can
it.
I finish with what I'm saying? But that was going on. But now what I'm trying to tell you, ABC, is that immigration has always been an issue, and I think it's going to continue to be an issue, and Joe Biden is no exception as a president about the immigration problem, and immigration is still going to continue to be an issue. That because you don't want Joe Biden to win the election, and the right don't want him to win the election, they have highlighted this thing as a problem, right? They can't be
making it something else, man.
Listen to what I'm saying. They don't want him to win the election. They have highlighted that they can't beat him on any goddamn thing else. They can't beat him on anything else. They can't beat him on the economy. They can't beat him on infrastructure. They can't beat him on what the fuck he did in the White House. They can't beat him on foreign policy. They can't beat him on shit. But they can take pictures of that southern border, and they can take pictures of these immigrants, and they can tell these stories, and they can get niggas like you to go around and say this dumb shit. And then this is what they want you to go to the goddamn ballot box for, ABC. And that's why you won't hear you shut up, damn. hold
Hold on, let me say something too though. See. I'm glad ABC said the ABC just put a boot up. He put his own foot up his mouth. See, the thing is, if ABC actually talk about that's a good thing that they're sending people to these migrants to these sanctuary cities. Well. Somebody who's supposed to serve under the United States military, you should know about section kidnapping by enfragglement. You know what the enfragglement? Kidnapping by deceit is what it means. So you tell people, you put people on boats, planes, trains, and buses, ship it to New York, Chicago, and LA, and say, well, here's a better life. Go to New York, LA, Chicago. That's where you have a better life. That is kidnapping by enfragglement, which is against federal law. Nobody else ain't brought this up on social media. Well, a few white people bringing it up, but I don't know why you Negroes ain't really doing your due diligence since you like to follow people. Y'all like to follow with Phil the Advice show and these other idiots we say online. Instead of just sitting there and actually do y'all research and look up the laws and say, well, this is wrong because it's called deception it's called kidnapping by deception. You sent those people over there. In Chicago, New York, and LA don't have the room to take these people in. That's the point though you don't get, and those people are Republicans, and Greg Abbott, he wants to be Attorney General under Trump. But you don't see that part. It's amazing though. It's amazing that you, as a 60-year-old Negro, can't sit there and see that.
Tyrone, see what you did? You turned
Wait a minute,
No.
hold on, guys.
Don't run, Tyrone. You're talking to me. How come?
Man, he's a loudmouth. He don't know what the hell.
Well, let
No.
Elisa, y'all let Elisa.
Why are you avoiding what I'm saying, ABC?
Well, let Elisa.
Why are you avoiding what I said?
You guys let Elisa get in there.
Oh,
Y'all.
nobody don't know what. Nobody don't know what, ABC.
Well, hold on. Y'all let Elisa get in there.
Well, Tyrell, I just wanted to add, I know everything is Biden's fault. Fine. I'm not even going to get into that. But a lot of Republican conservatives, is what I'll call them, they want to ignore. They do ignore or just blatantly lie about it. You're talking coming in through 2017, 2018. The border started really backing up at that point. You had 1 million asylum seekers, and only like 15% of the cases was being heard because the Trump administration, they would not put money down there to bring in new more judges and enforcement. And then it started backing up with not just the asylum seekers, and it's not necessarily the Mexicans. You have these people are from, like Big J said, from Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Venezuela after their government collapsed. And all of these people trying to come through there. And the horrible backup started between 2017, 2018. I mean, it was bad all before. But when that backup really started was during the Trump administration. And they would do what needed to be done to get rid of that backlog and that backup. And then by the time then you had, along with the other people who are not necessarily trying to seek asylum, just the regulars crossing the border, trying to cross it illegally or whatever, then the help, they're there too. And then by the time Biden came into office, the spillover and the burst in just happened. But see, they just want to make out like, oh, laws changed. Biden doesn't know what he's doing. When Trump left the White House, that border, the border was ready to burst when he left the White House. And no one wants to talk about that. This thing has been building up. And that big backlog started during the Trump administration. In fact, just like this last bill that they was trying to do with both sides, and what that bill was going to do was going to give money to hire a whole lot more judges, border patrol enforcement, and things like that to try, because they really got to get the backlog down first before they can really even start to deal with the illegal crossing. They got to deal with the backlog of asylum seekers, which is backed up to about 1 million people because nothing was being done. So, yes, the border is a mess. I know they like to say it has collapsed. It hasn't collapsed, but it's just in such a bad mess. And then when I hear the right talk so disingenuous, like this just happened under Biden. The big backup started during the Trump. It was backing up, but the worst of the backup happened during the Trump administration, and they left. Then it just spilled out. So
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what can be done. And even if Trump became president, if he tries to handle the border the same way that his administration handled it when he was in there, it will collapse.
And one more
It
thing.
Hey,
will
Tyrone, can I
Wait a minute.
address?
Well, let me before you go. I want to give you an opinion on this right here. One more thing. Let's not forget that Steve Bannon is going to jail for stealing the money to build the border wall. So give me your opinion on that.
Okay, honestly, I don't know about it, so I can't give an opinion. I know he's been in trouble.
Well, listen.
I know he's been in trouble.
Hold on. Before you blow it off, I'm giving you the facts right now. There was supposed to be a border wall built to help the thing that you're complaining about. So this man stole the money. So give me your opinion about that.
If everything you're saying is true, then he should be in trouble about it. Go to jail, pay the fine, whatever he's got to do. If everything you said is true. But let me address what what's that Sister Lisa was saying. Two things. One is she mentioned the border bill. The border bill, it was $118 billion bill. At least 90 billion of it was going to Ukraine and Israel. At least 90 billion. I think it was a little bit more. So
no, not nowhere near no 90 billion.
What was it then, at least?
It was nowhere near. I had to look.
No, that's fine. But what was it then? Let's get it straight because I misspoke. What was it? Since it wasn't like.
I have to look it up. I think I know.
Oh, like, okay. You don't know.
14 was supposed to go. No, I'm getting ready to look it up. 14. What was in that bill was 14 billion was supposed to go to Israel. I'd have to look up to see Ukraine border. Still, I have to see how much was going to go. But it wasn't 90 billion. 118 billion package. Okay, quota crisis. I'm gonna have to look that up, but I know it was nowhere because Israel was just getting 14 billion. Ain't no way Ukraine was getting 90. Come on.
No, I said all together, Ukraine and Israel, and I think it might have been some little other BS shit too, but it came to at least about 90 billion that was going to all this other shit, and it was a much smaller amount, like maybe 20 billion that was going towards the border. So that's that one thing. The other thing she was saying is she's going to this whole thing about, and y'all keep doing this. You keep trying to make it this Biden versus Trump or left versus right, and all this kind of shit. The bottom line is it worse? Is it worse now than it was before? It's only gotten like this since Biden's coming to office. And I know you feel like it's an attack and somebody's going at the left and you just want to hate on Biden. I ain't talking. I'm saying was it like this before Biden came into office? And I know that Alicia said that they was building up, that it was surging on stuff. I played audio. I got it on the thing here. I don't know if I can find it. But this guy that was working with Trump with immigration stuff while they were in there, he talked about what they did. Trump told Mexico and Honduras, a couple of these South American countries, he said, if these people keep coming up in here, I'm going to see to it that you don't get this international aid. And all of a sudden, they started policing those areas so they wouldn't let them all come up through there like that. There was that and something else that he did. Oh, and like y'all said, he had people in cages and stuff. Remember all the screaming? He's breaking up families, he's doing all that. All of this was discouraging people to try to come up here. So people still come, but it wasn't this flow like it's coming now because they know that the U.S. at that time wouldn't let them in like that. So it was much less coming through. We didn't have the same headache. And that's just about Trump. But before Trump, it was never like it is now. And you guys making up all these damn excuses. Is it always been broken? The left, right, what about this one? Look, you know good and damn well we ain't experienced nothing like we're experiencing now. These people all across the country, Chicago, black people screaming, New York, black people screaming, and it's happening in other places too because they all over the place. And y'all trying to act like it ain't no.
But man, say why they're all over the place. Say why. I'm sorry. I was sitting listening. I tried to hold my paper until Tyrone called me.
Hold on. Let me do this right here. So ABC, let me ask you this right here. So the Texas governor, whenever he started busing people, was that up under Biden or was that up under Trump?
I'm pretty sure it was under Biden.
No, it was under Trump.
You dumb.
So go ahead, give us the information. Give us the facts. Let's do this.
Tyrone, can I just take a couple of minutes?
Wait a minute, hold on. I want to make sure ABC get this clear.
Don't nobody give a shit about what you think.
Wait a minute, hold on. Stop yelling.
Like Elisa's looking up the facts right now because I'm wrong.
Bro, I'm gonna give you the facts.
Okay, y'all don't. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. ABC and Mama's boy. Listen, don't y'all yell at each other.
No,
y'all
this nigga jumped in here. Mama's little baby talking that shit.
Okay, listen, y'all talk to each other. Okay, y'all can talk to each other.
I'm trying to talk.
Okay, ABC, did you mute yourself? I think ABC muted himself.
I just couldn't stand it anymore. He's talking about they all
talking over you. I just wanted to try to stop other people from jumping in and yelling over the top of me.
Okay, well, I know y'all got a little animosity, but y'all just talk to each other.
No, I just don't like this.
Okay,
bullshit.
I got it. Okay, ABC and Mama's, but calm down. Listen, I want y'all to talk to each other because we got people listening on YouTube. You guys will have a good conversation. So go ahead, Mama's boy.
Well, Tyrone, he's asking a question that he knows the answer to, but he's acting like you have to give him the answer because he don't know. But why are they all over the place? Well, did you know that when they get immigrants before Donald Trump, before Biden, whenever they get immigrants across the border, did you know they put them in hotels in Texas, Brownsville, South Texas? They was putting them in hotels long before Trump even got in office. You didn't know that. I know you didn't know that, but I live in Texas. Texas been housing immigrants for 15 years. Okay, but what you see, what the dynamic is that you have two governors, the governor of Florida and the governor of Texas, decided to start sending the immigrants that they normally put up in hotels to other cities like New York and Chicago. That's why they're all over the place. Because a conservative governor decided to take shots at the Democrats by sending these immigrants to democratically ran cities. That's the reason why you see it all over the place now. But immigration's always been the same dynamic since Reagan. That's the reason why Reagan gave them amnesty, because it was a problem under his presidency in the 80s. The same problem that you claiming Joe Biden has, goddamn Reagan had. Now, is that Joe Biden's fault? Because obviously it was going on long before he became president. So I get it. You want to highlight Joe Biden because he's the quarterback now. You know, and I get that. It happens. You the quarterback, you take the praise, you take the blame. But we are people with common sense here. And common sense tells you that if immigration's always been a problem in the United States, we obviously can't blame the current president. No more than we could blame just Donald Trump. Every president have handled the immigration issue differently. Now, is Joe Biden's plan any different than George Bush Jr.? Slightly. Everybody does things different. But the special thing about Biden is that he's got a group of Republican governors trying to make him look bad in the middle of it by sending these people to other cities instead of taking care of them in Texas and in Florida where they should be taken care of. And let's talk about the asylum seekers, because if you remember under Donald Trump, he wasn't even allowing people to request an asylum. He was just making them stay in Mexico at the border. People live there a whole 3-4 years because Mexico wouldn't take them. America wouldn't take them. So they sat there. Now, all those people sat there until Biden became president. And even after he became president, they still sat there until Title 42 was done. Biden had to wait and let it play out. He couldn't write an executive order and get rid of it. He had to wait for it to expire and for it not to be renewed in order for him to start allowing asylum seekers in so he could process them. And I'm going to say this. I know it's not an argument, so I'm not going to pose one. But I remember Joe Biden saying at the State of the Union, and it made a lot of sense to me. He said drug traffickers and coyotes are charging $8,000 a head to bring people to the United States. If they had more judges, more caseworkers, and it didn't take 2 years or 3 years or 8 years to get your asylum claim addressed in a court, if it took more like 6 months, Joe Biden said it himself, the coyotes would lose their incentive. They would lose their incentive because people would be coming over here and leaving immediately instead of staying here 4 and 5 years waiting on their asylum case. So in a nutshell, I mean, the problem that exists at the border has always existed, and nobody, no Republican and no Democrat, has ever done anything to fix it.
Okay, so Tyrone, can I just say this? I'm gonna get off. Hey, Big J, I'm gonna get off here. I'm getting off, Big J, but just please, just give me a second. We can remove all of this by Elisa's looking up the numbers to see how much was spent for Ukraine. We can fix that part where me and Elisa was arguing. For this part here, I Googled it. This is from Statista, a statics website. But you pull up any website. This shows in 2020, and it was up and down. I think, was it 1998, 2000s? It was kind of high as far as by year, how many people was coming through. It was going down from 2000 all the way through 2016 when Obama was in. Obama was the deporter in chief. Remember that stuff? It went up like 2019. I think it is a 2020. 2019, it got up to 859,000 illegals. This is apprehended, coming through or whatever, however they judge it. But in 2018, it was 404,000. 2017, 310,000. And so we go with Trump. What's his name? 2016 is 415,000. This is how many illegals apprehended, dealt with at the border. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to rush through this. 415,000 2016. 310,000 2017, 404,000 2018, 2019 is 859,000. So 2019, it went up high. And remember, we said that's when he was putting them in cages and everybody was crying. 2020, it went down to 405,000. 2021, it went up to 1,662,000. 2022, it was at 2,214,000. They haven't come out with 2023 yet. So we can talk all this stuff about it. We got all the reasons in the world why the shit is all the same as it ever was and all this kind of stuff. Pull up the stats. Just like Elisa's pulling up the stats now, we're gonna find out if that $118 billion border bill was it 20 billion going to Israel and Ukraine and all the rest of it to border? Or was it 20 billion going to the border and all the rest of it to Ukraine and Israel?
You got to be stupid. Listen. Wait a minute. Hold on. Listen, you dumbass. Listen, the reason that it shot up, you stupid fucker, is because of COVID. You idiot. You sit up here and complain. Shut the fuck up. You sit up here and complain and cried all day. The reason your ass is on the conference call and can't do shows is because of COVID. The same reason that the migrant shit went down, you just read the fucking years, you idiot, is because of COVID. Nobody could move during them goddamn years. So whenever the fucking border opened back up, shut the fuck up, you moron. The border was closed. Nobody was moving across the goddamn planet. So whenever the COVID shit went away, migration shit picked back up. You moron. What is wrong with you? God damn, you stupid.
And then Tyrone. Since ABC said it in the chat room, these people travel 100 miles to come here. Well, no, we saying they're being kidnapped. Well, let me read 18 U.S. Code 1201 kidnapping. Whoever unlawfully seizes, confines, inveigles, which means deception, decoys, kidnaps, abducts, or carries away in holds for ransom or reward, or otherwise any person except in the case of a minor of a parent thereof, when a person is willfully transported in an interstate or foreign commerce, regardless of whether the person was alive or when the person across state boundary or the offender travels in interstate or foreign commerce or uses the mail or any means, facility or intermittently of interstate of foreign commerce in committing and furtherance of the commission of the offense. All you got to do is read the law. That's why Governor Abbott, that's why Governor DeSantis should be impeached. Because don't sit there and say they do jobs in New York and in Chicago and Los Angeles. I'm gonna say another thing. I don't know. It hadn't brought up yet. You know what I see with that? Eric Adams have been mayor of New York since 2023, January. What's his name? Brandon Johnson have been mayor of Chicago since May 15, 2023. Karen Bass been mayor of Los Angeles since December 14th of 2022. Those sanctuary city policies has been in effect 20 years prior to that they became mayors of the city. And niggas like you, ABC, want to blame these mayors who are black. It don't look like but the people who put those policies together were white. But you don't sit there and see the okie doke what's going on. Why do people like you want to fall for the okie doke? This is a political play here. There's a political and racial play being going on, and you can't sit there and grasp the concept because you're too damn old to think for yourself. All you gotta do is think for yourself. So maybe you could do for yourself, nigga. I'm done, Tyrone.
All right.
Oh, Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Oh, I have the numbers.
Okay, she getting ready to share. He just asked for it. She getting ready to share ABC.
Okay, $118 billion package. Now this money, well, they didn't pass it, so. But anyway, let me see. Right here, hold on. Okay, the package includes $60 billion for supporting Ukraine, Israel, and the Indo-Pacific. Okay, this is how it's broken down. Then there's additional $10 billion earmarked out of that for the assistance to Gaza, $14 billion for Ukraine. I'm sorry, $14 billion for Israel, and $4.8 billion for the Indo-Pacific. And out of the 60 for Ukraine, $20 billion of that goes to Ukraine, goes towards replenishing the U.S. military weapons and equipment. And then, let me see, there's another $10 billion out of that. Now, they got money going to all places out of this damn thing. But, yeah, basically, that money was going to a whole, I don't even know where the Indo-Pacific is. But, yeah, that money is split up. But Ukraine is getting the bulk of it. Israel shouldn't get a dime. But so yeah, he's right. A large portion of that money, but it wasn't no $80 million going to Ukraine. And out of the 60 for Ukraine, that's broken up into two. Ukraine assistance, and then 20 billion of that goes for the military, replenishing the equipment, the U.S. military-based equipment, the weapons. So you can break that down probably even further. But it wasn't 80 billion wasn't going to, or whatever that was he said. But it's a lot. He's right. It's a lot.
How much was going to the border though?
Let me see. They didn't say. They just said it was the bill was 118. So I guess you subtract that 60 billion.
Subtract the numbers they gave you, and you'll figure out what's left. So you had 60, you had 18 going to
60.
you had
60. You have 4.8 billion, because I can't bring up my calculator. But just 4.8 billion.
Right. Then you had 18. You had four going to the Indo-Pacific. Wasn't it 18 going to Israel?
14 going to Israel.
14.
And then 10 going to Gaza. And then 60, and then you break it another 60.
Well, you at 90. You at 90 right now with what we calculated so far. We at 90.
Yeah, that's it.
So the rest is going to. So the rest is 90. You say 118. Well, there you go, right there. It's 28 billion going to the border. That's an awful lot of money for just the border.
And one more, just to remind everybody, I done made Sarge out of a lie tonight. So just remind everybody, when ABC was on here talking about it's Biden's fault that the immigrant numbers went up, and Trump had control of the immigrant status. Remember, Trump immigration was up under COVID, so the numbers did go down because of COVID. Global immigration went down because of COVID. So Trump didn't have shit to do with immigration numbers because of COVID. So this dumbass on here talking about Trump, immigration numbers went down because he had control of it. That's a damn lie. It was COVID. So ABC, take that shit somewhere else to somebody who's gonna listen to that dumb shit.
But the main thing, like Tyrone, I was trying to tell you, and Mama's boy brought his info with the same thing I was saying. The asylum seekers, that backed up to 1 million people.
Yeah, they was waiting.
And Trump and them, administration would not do anything, bring in more judges, bring in more enforcement, so they could get that backlog done. And then
they actually wrote a law because of COVID. Yeah.
And then all those people piled up on top of that.
Yeah.
Had they not allowed the asylum seekers to back up like that, it might not have turned into this catastrophe that we have it going on right now. And the Republicans refuse to admit that. And you can Google it.
He came on here beating his chest. Talking about Biden. Look at immigration under Biden. Look at them. No.
Well, not to mention, Tyrone, the same amount of people gonna continue to keep migrating to this country every fucking year.
Yeah.
So that ain't never gonna slow down. Now you imagine you get 2 million back up at the border. You already got the normal amount of people coming each and every year. They're not stopping. Of course, it's going to be a damn backlog.
And the sad thing is, because it's a political season, they're using this as a talking point to try to, beat the Democrats over the head with it. And like I said last week, is that they're going to immigrate, and it shouldn't be this way. We shouldn't be doing this. These people need a place to go, and we need.
Hold on, Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Okay, I'm just sorry. I didn't know if you could hear me. But look, I gave you the stats, and I ain't saying it was just Trump was doing all the stuff. What's his name? Obama was keeping them out. It was like in 2011 when he came in office was what 2009. In 2009, they had 556,000 that was apprehended at the border. 2010, well, I ain't gonna read all. It kept going down. 463, 2011, 340. I mean, so he had it so much lower than it is now. Obama
Well,
did.
Elisa,
Obama did. And then Trump kept it like that.
no,
And like you said,
No, he
COVID started some
didn't.
stuff.
Elisa gave you a word that should have stuck in your head, and she used the word backlog. Trump
I
created
gave you numbers. I
Okay.
gave you numbers.
Listen.
She gave us her opinion about the backlog. I heard the other guy say it too. I get it. I heard it. Backlog. I'm
Okay,
giving
well
you the
that
actual
that
numbers.
word is significant because whenever you create a backlog, then that means
I
stuff
know what it
backs.
means,
Okay,
but
well I'm
there's
trying.
nothing
Well,
to back it up.
obviously,
It's again opinions. I'm giving
well
y'all
that
numbers and data. Don't you care about the facts? Ain't y'all the ones that's the facts? The facts. No opinions. Nobody care about your opinions. They don't care about mine.
you
But
you
what's the stats?
you know
What's the
what?
numbers?
It's
What's the
funny.
data?
It's funny. You guys
Y'all
have
the ones talk all this fact shit,
Hey,
and then
nothing's
somebody give you something.
opinionated about a backlog. That's
okay.
a fact.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
so all right, so give us the website or something, because don't nobody trust you. Y'all don't trust me. I don't trust y'all. I mean, that's
but
cool. We ain't gonna
but
trust
why
each
do
other.
y'all
We should trust each other. We should look for the
why
facts and the data.
why do
So
y'all
please
do
give
that?
us the facts and
Google
data.
it. Just
Why do y'all
just
do?
Google it.
Why do y'all do that?
They,
Why
I did
Trump
Google it. I got the
Google it.
numbers right here. I got the
like
numbers. You telling me
And
something
Trump
different is going on?
administration caused 1 million asylum seekers backlog at the border.
Okay,
And you don't
so
want to accept that.
okay, so seriously, all right, I'm gonna tone it down. Just tell me this, Elisa. In 2015, it was 337. 2014, 486,000. This is all apprehensions at the border. 486,000. 337 and 15. 415 in 2016. 310,000 in 2017. 2018, 404,000. Then 2019, it got up to 859,000. So something's going on. 2019. 2020, it goes down to 405,000. Then in 2021, it goes to 1,600,000. Look, I understand you saying a backlog, but what in 1 year everybody decided to come here and it was backlog? The numbers don't add up. The numbers don't meet what you guys are saying. So show me, give me something else that says what there's this big backlog and Trump is holding everybody back. Because the numbers don't say what you're saying. The numbers say something changed about the
if I may
policy and
say,
everybody. But
if
can
I
you
may
hold on? Because
say,
I was talking to Elisa. Can you hold on a second?
oh, okay, my bad.
The numbers
You was
show
asking a question, I was trying to
yeah,
answer.
and you can, but I was talking to Elise for a second. So all the way through Obama, and again, Obama's known as the what do you call it, the reporter in chief, because he was pushing them out, and Trump just held on to that. And again, he had them in cages. Everybody screaming about that. It comes to COVID, and things start to get a little funky, although it went down in 2020. But 2021 is skyrocketed to 1,600,000, and then 2022 it goes up to 2 million or something. And put that with what we see, these people are all in these different cities and all this kind of shit. Show me some factual stuff. I'm giving you the facts, and I gave you the website is Statista, apprehensions and expulsions registered by the United States Border Patrol from the 1990 fiscal year to the 2022 fiscal year. That's what I'm
But
getting my information from.
does your source give the statistics on how many asylum seekers were still at the border? I know you get numbers of the people getting thrown out or people getting detained, but you're not mentioning the numbers of the people that were waiting at the border.
Okay.
Now,
hold on. I'm just answering your question.
Hold on
I'm
one
answering your
second.
question. My source
Just
doesn't
hold
give that
on one
information.
second.
And I'm going to ask you to give it to me because I don't have it.
Check it out, brother. I'm gonna use the information that you gave, that you cited, and when you say it was 800,000 in 2020, well, no, it was 800,000 in 2019. It was what? What'd you say? 300,000 or something? It dropped to 300,000. 400,000 in 2020.
But please give us your
In
data
20,
about the
man,
backlog.
goddamn, bro.
Don't
Fuck
give
it,
us
man.
your
Go
opinion.
ahead.
Don't give us your opinion. Give us because we go with my numbers. So I got numbers. You got numbers, right? So please
I'm
give us
giving
the
you
numbers
your
of the backlog.
numbers, but you won't let me talk.
Yeah, but my numbers don't show the backlog. So I need the numbers that you got for the backlog.
I was just taking your numbers.
I'll give you the numbers.
But go ahead, sis. Go
Okay,
ahead,
Elisa
sis.
got it. There we go. There we go.
From gov.com.
Okay.
More than 2 million cases. Okay, this is in 2023. More than 2 million cases are pending at the U.S. immigration courts. The backlog has more The effects of the backlog are significant, widespread. In particular, the backlog causes delays, imposes challenges for non-citizens whose cases are heard in immigration courts. Wait a minute. And they got a graph on here of how the backlog went from 2017 up to 2022, and it rose from 2017 600,000 to 2 million.
So 600,000 in 2017.
That's when it started backing up in 2017, and it rose to 2 million.
Okay.
Because it did not put the judges and the
Thank you, sister.
enforcement down there to weed those people out. That's
And
what
listen,
started the horrible. That's what started that was the asylum seekers backlog, and Trump administration did nothing. He let it back up, starting in 2017.
Okay. All right. Hey, can you give me? You said that was gov.com.
Yes, you can Google it. They got it all.
Yeah,
They got
that's what I'm
charts
looking
and
for.
graphs and everything telling when the backlog started getting out of control in 2017.
ABC, why are you
Right
struggling?
now,
Why are you trying to defend just common knowledge, man? Listen, guy, the immigration.
I got an answer.
Let me say this.
Go ahead.
I'm not putting all of the blame on Donald Trump.
No, I wouldn't either. I would never put the blame on Donald Trump. But go ahead, Sister Lisa.
It's not all Donald Trump's problem either.
Yeah.
When Obama, we want to talk about those children in cages. That started under Obama. It got worse under Trump.
Yeah, tell the truth. That's the truth.
Every president, dating way back to Reagan, dropped the ball. Before Reagan, actually.
Yeah, it's before all them presidents did it.
Drop the ball. And Donald Trump dropped it drastically by allowing the asylum seekers to back the hell up. And then now we're where we at now. But it's not all his problem, not all his fault either. And I always said, when they were blaming him for those children and the separation of the children from their families in those cases, it got worse under him. But I always thought it was unfair to put all of that on him because the separation of those children from their families started under Obama. It just got kicked out of control under Trump.
So look, I'm good with everything you're saying. I mean, I hear that. I'm trying to find this one thing, but the thing I would say is, if whatever backlog there was with every year is under Obama, under Trump, under Biden, whatever, the issue is how the country deals with it. So how did Obama deal with any backlog while he was in there? How did
there wasn't a backlog. There was a backlog when Obama was president, but it wasn't like they were managing to do what they needed to do.
No, I got you.
By the time it got under, but by the time there was always a backlog on asylum seekers.
Right.
But when Trump came in, instead of pushing a bill through that would get the people that they need down there, he did nothing.
Okay.
And the backlog doubled, tripled, quadrupled. But there's always a backlog.
All I'm saying is that
listen to what,
like she just said, there's always a backlog and there's always been immigration. Y'all keep saying that since Reagan, and I agree with all that. So the only issue is how does the government choose to deal with it at the time that whoever's in office? And we know during Trump, putting people in cages and talk about building a wall. He built some wall or whatever. Some little shit that he did, and it didn't do enough, but he did whatever he did. He didn't get enough judges. Nobody's getting everything done. How did Biden choose to deal with it after the junk that he got left over from Trump? How did Biden choose to deal with it?Id he get more judges in there? Did he?
No, he tried. Let me tell you.
From trying to police it.
Let me tell you, brother. Hold on, God damn it, y'all gonna stop cutting me off. He tried to co-sponsor a bill with the Republicans, but they rejected it, right? So that's how he tried to listen to what I'm saying. Huh?
The border bill? What bill?
The border bill. He tried to do that bill, but you got shut the fuck up.
$90 billion going to other countries.
But
he
you,
tried to do it. He tried to do bills before that one, Tyrone. But
yeah,
Congress,
but
we all know that Congress and the Senate has done nothing since Biden has been president. They have done anything.
yeah, but see,
nothing got done.
yeah, the rejection of that bill was for naught because Donald Trump is not going to be president. He's not going to win.
Well, we ain't even talking about that.
Okay.
But that's the reason
You're
why
not
the bill got
First of all, you're not going to tell me what the fuck I'm going to talk about. God damn. That's the first thing. And shut the fuck up. The second thing is y'all going to stop cutting me off every time I say 2 goddamn words. Good Lord. Oh my goodness. Listen, this is a humanitarian crisis that we have at the border. Maybe the goddamn what is that they got in New York? What is that? The United Nations? Somebody needs to step in and fix our goddamn problem because we cannot solve it. Something is going on down there that needs to be resolved by somebody else other than us because it's an issue that needs to be fixed.
They can't fix it. They
no.
just can't fix it.
There's a problem.
Now you're telling me the United States is supposed to exist for aliens to come in.
I said y'all gonna stop cutting me the fuck off. God damn. Listen.
Yeah, you made it up.
Oh God. We need to work out an issue that we have with our neighbor to the south, Mexico. Something as far as diplomacy, those cartels down there. We need to work something out to where these people are not suffering at our southern border. That is the solution that needs to get worked out. Because
okay, Mr. Solutions, let me ask you a question, all right?
No, you're not going to ask me a question right now. You're not going to ask me.
I know, because you just want to babble and narrate.
Oh God, Jesus, fucking.
Can I ask you a very specific question, please? It's very specific. It's not narration.
Go ahead.
Now we've got at least minimum 10 million people coming in this country illegal under this fool in the White House. How many immigration judges can we possibly hire to deal with that many? They shouldn't be allowed to come in, even if they're asylum seekers. We cannot process that many people, no matter what their reason for coming is.
Okay. I was not speaking
like a lifeboat. A lifeboat sinks when you get too many people in it, no matter how much they need to get into it.
I was not speaking about immigration. I was not speaking about immigration judges. That was not my topic whatsoever.
Okay, well, you talking about, well, he didn't get a bill, we didn't get this, bill didn't pass. The bill would have illegalized at least a minimum of 2.5 million aliens a year. It would have made it legal, and it would have made it mandatory to process that many. It's in the bill. Of course they opposed it.
I'm glad you think so. And
no, it's in the bill. You read the damn thing they just rejected. It was in the bill. It required a minimum of 1,400 aliens a day when they were shuttled to legal ports of entry from illegal ports of entry. It's in the bill that was rejected.
Who's this unknown caller?
But that's not why they rejected the bill.
This is Miss Lady. I just have a suggestion. And this is about Donald Trump's $450 million bond. He's having trouble posting. So why don't all these pro-Trump MAGA people take out equity loans off their property and bring their bank accounts and send it to Donald Trump? Put their money where their mouth is.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Sarge, you said you got a tax increase with your tax cut. Send in the money.
I appreciate every single suggestion. I appreciate every single suggestion anybody makes that I will choose to reject. That's fine with me. Make them all you want.
Send the money, Sarge.
Because there's nothing that's going to compel me to do it unless I decide I want to do it, and I might decide to send him something.
Sarge, he's a billionaire.
Take out a mortgage.
Sarge, he's a billionaire. Why can't he afford it?
Because his assets are not all in cash. They are in property and real. He's a billionaire, but his property's in real estate. He has to liquidate them to make that much money.
He's a businessman, Sarge. He's a businessman.
Again, nobody in the history of bonds, I don't believe, has ever gotten a $451 billion bond ever. They did that bond to break him. That was the point. They are waging lawfare, and you think this is legitimate.
Okay, so let me mute you to say this. Sarge, you've been hoodwinked. Sarge, let me say that. Well, hold on, Miss Lady. I want to say this to Sarge. I want to say this is. I want to say this to
He had
Sarge.
a $500 million jet.
I want to say this to Sarge right quick.
Bill.
You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. This motherfucker pulled the wool over your eyes. He's not who he said he was. He's not rich. He don't have no goddamn money. He's been scamming you motherfuckers over the years. And now you should see, you dumbass motherfucker, that this son of a bitch never had no money. He don't have no money. And when it's time for him to pay up, he don't have the goddamn money. You dumb son of a bitch. If this don't open your goddamn eyes, I don't know what the fuck would. But now you still sitting up here trying to come up with an excuse why this son of a bitch who never had no goddamn money don't have the goddamn money to pay. He don't have the fucking money and he never did. You dumb ass motherfucker. What the hell wrong with you?
You love tyranny, you son of a bitch. You restored the Soviet Union, you goddamn bastard.
Robert
It's like this commissar in New York. This
Robert
fucking
Durst.
James.
He don't.
Robert Durst.
Oh,
Tyrone.
God.
Robert
What?
Durst found himself in jail, in a jail cell with a grand total of $3 billion over his head. The court set his bail this high not only because of the nature of his crimes, but also because he was considered a flight risk. $3 billion. So let's not bloviate about Trump's measly little 464 million. Thank you, Tyrone.
He don't have it.
I'm going to say again, there's never been this sort of a crime with no identifiable victims and no damages. Never.
The
Never.
orange.
I want you to point to me one fraud case where that was true. Just one. You don't have one and you know it.
The orange idiot don't have it. He never had it. He never had it.
He's got it in the form of real estate and property. That's his wealth.
Okay, so let me
included in your wealth. Mar-a-Lago is worth over $1 billion. Everybody knows it. Hell, a vacant lot in that very same area went for $25 billion. It was vacant.
Okay, so let me one word. Liquidate. Fucking date. If he's got it in the form of fucking real estate, liquid fucking date. Prove it to me. If he need to fucking sell his shit. I don't think nobody would buy his shit. His buildings ain't even worth.
Man, you cannot be serious.
Yes.
You cannot be.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me shut up, Sarge. Listen. The reason he don't let me, and Sarge, you can shut the fuck up. The reason he don't have it in the form of real estate is because his property, people won't buy his shit. That's the reason he can't sell his shit, because people know his shit ain't even worth it. That's why he can't sell his shit. Sarge, he ain't got it.
Oh man, you're absolutely, now all of a sudden you're a real estate mogul. Are you sick?
Well,
that property is easily worth $1.1 billion, and it damn sure is worth $500 million.
He owed $4 billion.
I mean,
He's a partial owner of the hotel.
Grown over weeds, sold for $25 billion, right near to it, less than a mile from it.
Well, you know what?
Now, he does partially own that hotel in Las Vegas. They'd have to really do, an assessment of it to see what it's really worth. If somebody wants to buy it, he should unload that.
Well, we'll see.
Well,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Let me say this, Tyrone. According to Forbes and all the other money people, Mar-a-Lago, from what they're saying, is worth anywhere from. They're putting it. I think this is a little low, but they're putting it anywhere from $300 million to maybe $700 million.
That ain't nowhere near what he needs, though.
No, even if it was.
Yeah, that's pennies in the bucket for what he needs.
And it's an older kind of resort, so it might need some upgrading and all of that, So yeah, he could do some fire sales of some of them New York properties, the Mar-a-Lago and that hotel casino.
Let me tell y'all. The only way Trump comes close to getting. Wait a minute, sorry. Let me say this right here. The only way. Shut up. $25
billion, and you're telling me that thing ain't worth at least $1 billion.
No, listen. Listen. The only way Trump comes close to getting his money. Listen. The only way Trump comes close to getting his money, right, is with that Jared Kushner deal, right, with the Saudis, and his foreign business dealings. That's the only way. Only
But
way he
see,
comes close to he getting his money.
but
That's
see,
it.
Garrett may not have $2 billion in liquid. We don't know what kind of contracts, what kind of agreements they
No,
have.
Trump
You
got
know,
properties,
you know what I'm saying?
but Trump got properties overseas too. So that's
But allegedly, they want to build new housing, develop all that Gaza Strip,
yeah, that shit over there.
kick them Palestinians out.
Now
They
see,
want to develop that, and also in Haiti, allegedly.
now see, there's some complications with his money overseas. If he uses money overseas, there's some type of laws involving the United States for him to use that money over here. Now I don't know all the ins and outs of that shit, but you know that's the only way. Go ahead.
I wanna answer Sarge's question. He said no one in history. We could try Kim Freeman. Her bail was $1 billion. 2005, an Ohio judge set a bail of $1 billion for defendant Kim Freeman, who was charged with owning and operating a brothel.
Oh no! Listen, yeah. Whenever they say there was never anything this high, listen. What the tobacco companies, the tobacco companies. Yeah,
right.
I mean, get the fuck out of here. They full of shit.
Man, you really love to ignore what I say.
Tyrone, before you talk, Sarge, hold on. I'm still talking to Tyrone.
Yeah.
Sarge made a very specific statement that no one got hurt, which is bullshit. Because I dare argue the taxpayers of New York got fucking hurt. Yeah. But the closest one I found was a woman that owned a brothel. And the only reason why the judge set her bail so high is because she was a significant flight risk. She had ties to Asia.
Mhm.
But if you want to talk about somebody who didn't hurt nobody, I imagine owning a brothel, the only person she hurt were the wives of the men up in there using the brothel. But that's pretty harmless compared to the tax fucking fraud that, you know, your boy laid onto New York, you know, up to the tune of $400 million.
And you know, a property is worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for it.
Usually until you go after somebody. Yeah. Now all of a sudden that rule's out the window.
So now, if you know, somebody might think their property's worth $1 billion, but if somebody, the highest buyer, is only willing to pay $300 million for it, so be it.
Some of
That's
the
what it's
finest
worth.
financial institutions in the world did their due diligence and agreed with the Trump assessment of the property. They weren't complaining. They got on the stand and said they were not victimized. They said they lost no money. They said they prospered. There was no victim. There wasn't even not even the people of New York were victimized because of the expansion of businesses. The state of New York collected more taxes than they otherwise would have. This is going to be reversed on appeal, but the point is not to actually get justice. The point is to bankrupt Donald Trump, put him off his game, and keep him off the campaign trail. That's what this is about. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. We'll keep playing this charade until it plays out. Never in the history of New York has a case with no damages resulted in a fine this high. Never.
It might be lowered, but it's not going to be reversed. He's going to end up owing a lot of money, okay, and having to post that bond.
If I agree, it might be lowered, but it's not going to be reversed. It's not going to be reversed.
It ain't gonna be lowered. Why would they lower it? Letitia James ain't budging.
They might just lower it. But it's not going to be reversed.
But allegedly it's due on Monday, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to lower it.
Letitia
Yes,
Isn't it due on Monday?
Letitia James is not budging after being called peekaboo. Why the fuck would she budge?
No, I don't think it's.
What was she called?
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you call me Jigaboo. I'm coming for your ass.
Oh, Jigaboo. He called her Jigaboo?
No, he called her peekaboo, but you know what he's trying to say. Wink, wink, jigaboo.
Ah, okay.
Who's this unknown caller?
Hey, guys.
What's up, Jill?
Yeah, hey. I just want to say something real quick because Sarge is spewing bullshit again. If all these businesses, you know, these stellar businesses had such an amazing deal. How come nobody's backing him now? Where are these same businesses?
Anybody touching that guy?
And the same banks who said that they were not victims. He paid. He was great. He was great. Why aren't they coming to his defense?
Yeah, and if it's a $1 billion property, then how come he can't leverage it for a bond?
Why ain't Sarge giving them money?
Nobody's touching it.
Yeah, why ain't
nobody's
Sarge and all the
touching it,
rest of them? ABC and Putin. Where's his friend Putin?
Yeah. Well, in fact, it's so funny because they showed the email today where basically Trump said, I can't get, a bond from anybody. I tried 40-something businesses. It's up to you, the individual donor, the small donor, to bail him out. So he's sending out new grift emails. But the point again is, if he's such a stellar businessman, then why is he having such a hard time getting backing for this? Should be relatively easy, right?
And they was talking about he's borderline being able to fly to his campaign rallies now. I mean, because he has to pay for those campaigns, those rallies himself.
Yeah, well, everything he owns is leveraged to the hilt.
Now? Is he flying Spirit?
You might as well. His plane is leveraged to the hilt too. Everything he owns is leveraged to the hilt. I mean, way leveraged to the hilt.
I didn't know he does have a private plane. I remember years ago when he got bankrupt, he had to sell a plane.
Yeah, the plane came from his bankrupt airline. That's where the plane came from. When he bankrupted the Trump shuttle, he kept one of the planes, or two of the planes.
And it's old,
that's where his plane came.
And it's old too. And
it's old, yeah.
Well, that might be better than these new ones that keep falling out the sky, or things keep falling off of them. I'm telling you.
They said, I read a couple of articles. They were saying that he was trying to sort of backhanded honey up to the richest man in the world. What's his name? The car dude, the crazy nutsy car dude. He always looking for what's his name? The one that what's the real not Bezos, the real rich one, the crazy one.
Oh, you mean Tesla dude?
Yeah.
Elon Musk. Elon
ain't taking him up over it.
Oh no.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to lose that you're not gonna get back. It's a lot of money to lose that you're not gonna get back. But the
Elon trying to keep
some Russian oligarchs or someone or Saudi someone, they could come up and put the money, but that's gonna be an awful. I don't know, because you have some entity from a foreign government who is not an ally to the United States putting that money up to him, and he might become the president. That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. But they probably wouldn't do it because that's a lot of money to lose.
Well, I'm curious.
His property would be the collateral, and who knows what condition that and those properties are in and what they're really worth.
Let me ask Sarge. Sarge, if the Saudis gave Donald Trump the $400 billion, do you think that he would still be qualified to be president?
It wouldn't be a violation of the Constitution, but I would look askance at anyone who would take that much money from a foreign power. It would compromise his ability to deal with it, and I don't think Donald Trump is going to take any money from the Saudis.
Okay, I didn't ask you that.
How about
I just told you my answer stands. My answer stands, Tyrone.
Okay, so
it
what?
Would compromise anyone who did it. That would include Donald Trump, and I do not think he will do that. If he does, then I would oppose it.
What about Putin? What about if he got the money from Putin?
Oh, what did I just say? That goes for any leader, even Great Britain.
That's what I was saying. It's not going to be a good thing to do.
He's not going to do it either. If he does, I might not even vote for him.
Y'all heard it here first.
You know, that's his last resort. He would probably do it.
Well, if he does, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But he shouldn't, no matter what.
Y'all heard it here first.
I agree.
Let me just add a note in here too. You know, while Sarge is focused on Letitia James, this is really old New York shit. He's been spoiling for this shit for a long time. Ever since, remember he tried to take on the NFL with the New Jersey Generals in the USFL, this is shit that has been waiting in the wings for a long time. So while Letitia James may have lit the match, the kindling was already there in place for a long time.
Yes.
I don't know what you're
I mean,
talking about, Joe. What are you talking about?
all right. See, those of us who live here in New York know Trump and known his dirt for many, many, many years. He's gotten away with it. Nobody's ever been able to really get at him. But like I said, Letitia James may have lit the spark, but the kindling was always around and waiting for that spark to happen. So a lot of this is old New York shit. If you do a little research on Trump and his dirty dealings here, you'll see he's got a long list of enemies. I mean, really long. Letitia James is just a new player on that list, but the list is really fucking long. You know, so he did a lot of shit over the years, a lot of shit. And he's coming back to haunt him now.
And Tyrone, I have been saying that the New Yorkers, they knew about his dirt. The New Yorkers, they knew. We heard a lot about it here in D.C., but the New Yorkers, they knew about this man's dirt. And they were digging and investigating him for a long time to be able to get him. So this isn't new. And people, like, they're trying to say it's a political henchmen, they're coming after him. No, it's not. New York been trying to get Donald Trump for a long time.
Well, you know, I ain't gonna lie. Country folk is impressed by New Yorkers, like dumb country folks like ABC, Georgians like Sarge. These people are impressed by New Yorkers. You know, they always has been. So all Trump had to do was show them some golden shoes and flash some money at them, and they was impressed. So that's what's wrong with these goddamn folks. These hillbillies.
And the reason I like Donald Trump is he doesn't act like them assholes in New York. What the hell are you talking about?
That's what I'm trying to explain to him.
Yes, he
doesn't act like the idiots in New York, for Christ's sake.
That's
Sure
what I'm
he
That's the
does.
reason I like him.
Well, I mean, but
Sure he
see, why you trying to cut me off?
See, this is the
That's what I'm
dumb
trying to
shit that
tell you, a
people say when they
dumbass
don't
country.
know.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, a dumbass country boy, and I'm trying to explain that to him. So
You act like I'm impressed with New Yorkers. I'm disgusted by New Yorkers for the most part.
well, you love that one.
Serious?
And he's the face of that. I don't see
No,
that's
he isn't.
the really funny
Oh,
part.
he
Yes, he is. Absolutely.
It's like a lot of people. That's where he does business.
Well, I'm
That's
trying
not
to.
where
No,
he's
bullshit,
accountable,
brother.
that's for sure.
I'm trying to tell you, ever since I was a little boy, when somebody come down here from New York, everybody, you from New York, you from New York. You know, that's the way y'all act. You know, that's y'all can't help it.
Look, don't talk about y'all, nigga. I ain't y'all. I'm me. And I ain't never been impressed by New Yorkers. New York is a
You don't know
shithole like
anything about
Haiti.
Trump.
New York and
Yeah,
Haiti
yeah,
got a
you
lot
don't know
in
anything.
common. Shithole.
Yeah, right. You don't know anything about Trump or New York, Sarge.
I know enough about it to stay the fuck away from it.
Wait a minute.
And good. We don't need you here.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, right. Well, we got a mutual agreement then.
Can I ask
Yeah,
you
we are.
something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Joe, and
Go ahead.
Joe,
Yeah.
they have been talking about Trump and his fraud and his scamming back during his junk bond days. So, I mean, this isn't nothing, this isn't anything new. We used to hear about it up here in D.C. It would be in the papers and stuff, scuttlebutt around the Beltway. They have been trying to get into him back to his junk bond days.
Yeah, I don't see how
Yeah,
somebody can't just look
Trump
at
is
Supposed
Donald.
to get him for something he wasn't charged
Trump-
with. Well, that's sick.
He has been trying to push his way
We
into
wasn't
New York
charged, but
since
we're
he
going to
was
make up
born.
charges on him, get him on that.
Since he was born.
Yeah, that's
But at the
real
end of the
legal
day, he didn't make up
jurisprudence.
anything.
No,
That's
I'm
really
He
saying,
good
didn't
legal
make up anything.
I'm
He
saying,
had a chance.
Yeah, get him
He
on
had a
something.
chance in
No.
court.
Oh,
He had a
man.
chance in court to defend
Oh,
himself.
man.
I'm saying, all you had
He
to
had
do
a chance
was
in court to defend himself.
all you saying. All I'm saying, all you had to do was listen to Donald Trump on Howard Stern. There is no way you could take Donald Trump seriously. I don't understand how people are attracted to this guy. He's an average celebrity. You know, you listen to him. There's nothing impressive about him. You know, he's just an average person. You know, I don't see how you guys take this guy so seriously. I mean, he's funny.
I
But
see it.
other than
I
that,
see it,
that's it,
Tyrone.
huh?
Yeah, Tyrone. He made guys like Sarge who want to be assholes okay with being an asshole. You know, any other time a guy like Sarge would be fringe, all right? Any other time they look at him like, what is this? What? Huh? You know. But he made the fringe the norm. He brought them in to the fold from the outside. And that means all the racists, the Nazis, all the weirdos. Look at his rallies.
The,
You know,
the
he made those
misogynist,
guys normalized.
the
Yeah, he made
misogynist
those guys
too,
normalized.
you know,
Yeah, he
control of
gave them a
women's
hold.
reproductive rights and all that kind of foolishness. You're right.
Yeah.
He speaks to the need to want to be a-holes and bullies. People identify with that.
Oh yeah, I'm the one that's a fringe. Transgenderism, letting criminals out without bail, illegal aliens, sanctuary cities. I'm the fringe one. You guys are normal. Really? I don't think the American people are going to take that assessment come this November. We're going to see who's fringe.
You know what, though,
Speaking
Sarge?
of illegal
Let me-
aliens, now I don't know if this is true, but this is alarming. Allegedly, all of these companies, from small to large, are going to lay off their workers, their American workers, and legal aliens that have become citizens, and hire illegal aliens, and they're going to get $9,600 from the federal government to do it per person, per employee. Now, I don't know if that's true. There was somebody on YouTube talking about this. And then
Tyson
developers
Foods just shut down its plant in Ohio, its headquarters. They're moving it to New York, and they're specifically saying they're looking for migrants to hire. And to give you another one, the Bureau of Labor Statistics said all of the new gains in employment have been taken by immigrants, legal and illegal. They have all been subsumed by migrants of one sort or another. That's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's not my opinion.
But this is something new where they're getting money from the federal government, $9,600 per person to hire illegal employees, the immigrants. But they're going to work from the Starbucks to part of the car manufacturing, whoever, for all the factories, all the, the fast food, retail, restaurant. Because Tyson's laid off, I think they gave out notices. They laying off thousands of people. And then allegedly, developers are going to be given, I think, almost $10,000 per illegal to house them or something. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I'll find the YouTube clip and maybe if anybody's interested, they can listen to it. But it's kind of alarming, which means that citizens are going to be without a job.
Can I say something to that, Tyrone? What she just said is probably some truth to it, and it's some conspiracy to it. But that goes back to what me and Jay of New York was saying. The Republican politicians make out like they're in such an uproar over illegal immigration and the border, let all these people come. Did we not say that all of these companies, these CEOs, and they're the main ones, they don't want the border fixed. They want it to remain the same. And the Republicans, they want it to remain this way so they could do things like this. And
I believe it.
And that's the lobbyists paying off a lot of these politicians, some Democrats too, to keep it just this way. So they claim they are for they claim they are for immigration, fixing immigration, stopping this flood of people coming over the border. But they're not, especially the Republican Party, because just what she was speaking to, these are these rich people who own these companies, these CEOs. They want them here. They want these people
and these
here.
private equity companies that have a lot of interest in these companies.
Yeah,
because it's a pathological need for more and more and more. So
they want them here, and that's the thing. You got these Republican, these MAGA people. They got them all riled up about the border, and they don't know that their own politicians who they vote in, that's rah, 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 and cheering, they want these illegals here. They make them think that they want to do something about it so that they can, if they don't, they want these people here. These people are being fooled. Democrat politicians too. But they got these people all fooled up thinking they're going to do something about the border, and they don't. You could go down to Mar-a-Lago and see how many of them Trump got working around there. Somebody to stop the madness. The people are being fooled. They're being fooled. Thinking that the Republicans want to do something about illegal immigration. No, they don't. No, they don't.
Well, they talk a good game because this is how they gen up donations and support, you know. And this has been going on for a long, long time. It's just taken it's taken a wicked turn in that what we're starting to get is the violence and, you know, the hate, the resurgence of hate, you know, as a motivating means, you know, for a lot of white folks. And so, you know, white folks are generally scared that this country's turning brown, you know, and they're wondering how and why and what, and they're going to try and do everything they can to hold on to power to try and hold that back, but they can't. It's a tide that's coming no matter what. And so I just wanted to go back to something. I was kind of quasi listening to ABC talk about these immigration numbers, and ABC, poor ABC, the man just does not read at all. And, you know, when we talk about immigration numbers, you have to look past the actual number itself into where these people are coming from. And so, you know, right now, you know, you can't talk about the immigration numbers without talking about the collapse of Venezuela. You have a war going on in Ukraine where a lot of Russians have fled that war and come here, right? You know, and on and on and on. You have, when you destabilize a country like Venezuela, it tends to infect the countries around it. So you're going to get not only Venezuelans, but as they flood into those other countries, they destabilize those. So you're going to get Ecuadorians, Peruvians, Colombians, and all of the like. So, you know, it's a really deeply complex thing. And you have to look at more factors than just a number.
Yeah, it's global. It's just people are being placed into destitution, and what do you expect them to do?
I said exactly.
I expect them to flee, and I expect our government to keep them out or place them in detention camps until their asylum claims can be reconciled. That's what I expect. I don't know what anybody else does. Yeah, I try to be getting out too, and I wouldn't expect the country to let me in either.
Well, it says, you know, that YouTube clip, I can't find it. It's off. And but it's a lot of YouTube clips saying Tyson Foods layoff employees, look to hire 52,000 migrants. Americans call for a boycott. And I'm going to boycott as well. I don't even eat Tyson Foods, but they might have other food besides chicken. That's the only thing I know. They might have, you know, subsidiary companies. But it's a lot of clips about Tyson, but it's just one of many.
Now, to play devil's advocate, though, being here in New York, the problem I see is that a lot of people come here and say they want a better life without any structure behind that idea. So in other words, you know, they have an image of America that they get from media without realizing America's expensive. You got to hit the ground running with some kind of skill. And so, you know, everybody can't be a food delivery guy. Everybody can't sell water. Everybody can't sell tamales on the street. There's just too many of these guys doing it right now here in New York. I'm talking about. So a lot of times, you know, the frustration comes from people who live here in that, you know, the first wave came and they were living in hotels for a couple of years. Now they only let you stay in, I think, 60 or 90 days, and then they cycle you out. But it's just folks coming here without a plan. And that gets a little frustrating for us to have to live here and to watch our tax dollars support these guys.
Exactly.
You know, you pay a lot of taxes to be here. So, you know, so while I understand their motivation, and there's a part of me that is sympathetic to it, there's a part of me saying, well, I fucking pay for this shit, you know? So it's like man, you know, it kind of gets you.
And, you know, they're getting free health care in some places. You know, they're getting, their children are being educated free, and they're going to, they're going to put them up in housing,
They get
and they're
food.
going to hire them.
They get 3
But
squares
see,
a day.
they're going to pay them less money. Think about it. If you say they work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and the average salary is what, 30,000 a year, whatever it is. Well, if you're going to get 10,000 from the federal government, you're going to only have to pay them really 20,000 a year. So you're going to hire them before you hire an American.
Yeah, the problem with that, Miss Lady, is, the folks that are coming here really don't speak any English at all. So, in New York, it's not that bad.
Uber people that don't speak English.
Yeah. And so in New York, it's not that bad. Maybe in California, but in some of these rural areas, if you don't speak English, then you're pretty much pissed out of luck. And so that's why a lot of them congregate here in Philly and DC. Because there's a big Spanish community. Yeah, there's a big Spanish-speaking community they can integrate into easier.
Because
it was a Chinese man some years ago in L.A. and he didn't. I'm like, how did you even get your license? Maybe somebody else took it from. Well, he's working for Uber. You have to show your license, I think, when you sign up, I think. But anyway, I mean, we were on like the Translate app. I tell them which to go left or go right. Oh, I couldn't believe it. This was like 10 years ago, whatever. I'm like, my goodness, how do you find your way in LA?
I have a couple of friends, and one of my cousins is a supervisor. They work with the Department of Social Services here in the state of Maryland. And in the state of Maryland, they do a good job of taking care of all of its citizens. As far as it comes to everybody can have health care and different things like that. But they were saying that when it comes to like the offices where the people go to sign up for health care, they said it's full of illegal immigrants, and they all get health care. And it ain't no crappy health care either. You get to pick what you want. They all get health care. They all get, what is it? I don't think they call it food stamps anymore. Was it EBT or something? They all get EBT cards, Visa cards. They get health care, and they get housing. So I guess it depends on which state that you go to.
And they might get Obama phones, okay?
And we have a huge sanctuary city in the state of Maryland. It crosses between two counties. And all of those people, they have some of the best health care in the country. And I mean, so when you sit back and go, there are other people who are trying to get health care, like in other states. Let's take another state. Because in the state of Maryland, you don't have to be a legal immigrant. Everybody can get health care. But in another state, they're getting health care, but then the citizens they can't get the health care. But the immigrants can. And I have a problem with that.
I know, because for years, folks, citizens could not get health care if they lost their job. Too bad. Now, you couldn't or dental care or anything. And it's really unfair to throw your citizens aside. Now, Tyson Chicken, they own Jimmy Dean and Hillshire Farm, and they produce 20% of America's beef, chicken, and pork. They manufacture products for chains like Taco Bell, KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes, and Chick-fil-A. So people are saying they want to boycott Tyson. You should see all the brands Tyson owns or is affiliated with.
And if I'm gonna look it up, and if that's what they're doing, I'm gonna boycott them too. I think
I'm gonna boycott them.
Boycott them. If that is what they're doing, I'm gonna boycott them too. Because
it says
like
I know
they haven't done anything since Biden has been president. They claimed they couldn't do the child tax credit because we don't have the money for that. And then they're cutting this, want to cut that. But then, I mean, you could do all of this other stuff. And then Trump with his orange ass talking about when he comes in, that he's talking about Social Security again.
Oh, they want to cut Social Security, and they want to privatize, and Medicare too. Can you imagine? And they want to give tax breaks to the wealthy, more tax breaks.
And the thing is, and a lot of American citizens in some of the red states, they were all kicked off. Their children was kicked off of Medicare.
Kicked off what?
Medicaid. Is it Medicaid?
Medicaid. Yeah, Medicaid, Medi-Cal or something. Yeah, that's a shame.
They were all kicked off. Their children were kicked off. Our country, they don't have the money when it comes to child tax credit, when it comes to Medicaid, Medicare, when it comes to Social Security, when it comes to different things like that. They don't have it. When it comes to raising the minimum wage, they don't have it. They can't do it. But
and women, after they have a child, should be able to stay home and get paid for at least the first 6 months of that child's life. But no, you can't. You don't have that.
They don't have the money for it. But they got money to send aid to all. Now, that's the problem that I have. They sending aid to Israel since they shouldn't be getting a dime. All this money to Ukraine. They got the money. They can find the money for that. But they don't have the money. Like, they can't do nothing for the American citizens. And but this is the trick bag. They keep all of us bogged down fussing about racism. They keep us fussing about diversity, wokeism, illegal immigration. They have us all fussing and bitching about that while we're all being tricked and bamboozled all over the place. And if the people would stop, like you have Sarge talk about the rights and you lefties, he's playing right into their game. We all fight.
And keep on doing it as long as you keep on doing it.
Elisa, some other brands that Tyson owns is Sara Lee. I don't eat that though. State Farm Idell's. I love those Idell's sausages. I'm not buying anymore. It's just a whole bunch of companies. Just check it out.
No, I'm gonna check it out. And when my next grocery trip, I'm putting them on boycott. I am. I'm not going to buy any of their. I just think the American people is just being hoodwinked, and we don't know it because we talk about left, right.
I got something else you don't know about either. Your federal government is helping inadmissible illegal aliens come to the government at the tune of 320,000 of them last year. How do we know? Because a Freedom of Information lawsuit filed by the Center for Administrative Immigration Studies showed that they admitted to letting 320,000 inadmissible aliens fly in the United States in the 43 United States airports, and the government is refusing to identify which ones. And get this is the worst part of it. They said the reason they're not going to explain why all this is done is because their legally dubious program to fly inadmissible aliens over the border, which, by the way, has the added benefit of reducing the number of illegal aliens being processed at the border. They don't have to count them. But here's the reason they said, because it has created law enforcement vulnerabilities that are so grave that if they release the information directly, bad actors would take advantage of them to inflict harm on public safety. Can you fucking believe that? This is what the government admits to. And they're still doing it.
And you know what, Sarge? I'm glad you brought that up. Because guess who's doing that? Both parties.
The Biden administration is doing it. You cannot blame it on anybody else.
No.
They have the administrative authority to do what they're doing. The Republican Party can't make them do this. They could end it tomorrow if they chose to.
And y'all see why we can't ever get nothing going? Because
No. You just said something that wasn't true. The Republican Party has no administrative control over this program. This is a Biden administration program. The Republican Party has nothing to do with it.
Both parties are allowing it to
You can keep saying that all you want. This one is on them 100%.
The House and the Senate has done nothing since Biden has been in office. They have neither side has done nothing it got us regular people out here pointing fingers. You right, you lefty, you far right, you lefty, you this, and we're all being played. And
I'm going to keep on singing as long as they keep on doing it.
Yeah,
because you can't deny this. They are doing it.
Yeah, Elisa, and that's the point that I keep trying to make every week is we have one government. We have one government and not two government, and we do have two parties, but the two parties are supposed to work together under one government, and these guys are so divided. We keep having these conversations like it's two separate governments, and it's not. We're supposed to work together, and this stupid party shit is getting on my nerves.
Mhm. Got everybody fussing and pointing fingers at one another, and both parties are allowing it to happen.
In 2019, we had the most secure border this country's had in the last 40 years, and this bastard undid every single policy that made it that way. I'm sorry, I'm not putting the blame anywhere but squarely where it belongs, and that's on the Biden administration.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay. It doesn't really even matter to me anymore. It really doesn't, because they have done what they intended to do. And until some more of these people, we down here bogged down, fussing over this stuff and having the wool pull over our heads, and the rich is getting the tax cuts and all of that.
In 2019, we had
all those Republican-owned companies are going to be making sure all those illegal immigrants are hired because they're going to pay them less.
If everybody's responsible, then nobody's responsible, and I refuse to accept that. There's one party and there's one administration that is mainly responsible
for it. It doesn't make it true. You yelling
I'm
louder
going to keep on saying, because 80% of the American people
it's all propaganda and rhetoric.
At the poll, American people agree with me on it.
You're lying.
In 2019,
well, you can find out different come election time. You keep comforting yourself with that belief.
In 2019, we had.
You know what?
Wait a minute.
Propaganda.
Y'all making me.
Pillars of propaganda is volume.
Who got rid of Title 42? Who got rid of Remain in Mexico? Who got rid of the Third Harbor policy? Who stopped building the wall? Who paid contractors not to put the wall up to the tune of $140,000 a day?
Propaganda.
Joe Biden did that. The Republicans didn't do that. Donald Trump didn't do that. That's what they did.
Y'all making me get away from my punchline.
Objective reality, rapid, continuous, and repetitive with high volume.
I'm getting. Wait a minute.
You're propaganda.
You hate the truth.
Okay.
You're propaganda.
I'm getting. Y'all making me.
You don't have any in-depth conversation and break down anything. You just yell and scream as if that makes something true.
The man got rid of Title 42. The man got rid of
Remain in Mexico.
The man got rid of Third Harbor Safe policy. The man got rid of unaccompanied minors. The man got rid of the whole goddamn thing. And then they told him he didn't. And the Republicans did it. No, they didn't.
He's silly.
Y'all call. Wait a minute.
Just be delusional. Live in your little bubble. Make yourself be happy.
Y'all causing me.
In the Third Reich.
Y'all causing me to get away from.
I don't believe it. Steiner's coming to relieve us.
Y'all causing me to get away from my punchline. Okay, so he said in 2019 we had the most secure border that we ever had. I think that's what you said, right? Is that what you said?
In the last 40 years, in terms of illegal immigrants coming in at the border, being processed.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Okay, so in 2000.
If you believe in numbers, then that's the truth. If you don't, then it's not.
Okay, so in 2019, he said we had the most secure border. Also, we had something else called 2019, which was called COVID. So there's that, that caused the border to be secure. You ain't gonna get that credit.
So wait a minute. I thought we had COVID. That's the reason we're supposed to keep everybody out.
Exactly.
We're supposed to quarantine them and make sure they don't have COVID, but they're waving them right on in. So what's the hope? Immigration or COVID?
Well, no, the border was closed.
Wait a minute. When we answer my question, what is the hope? I mean, why would you want people coming from countries with lousy health care systems and no vaccinations Why are you just waving them in the country if you really believe there's a problem with a goddamn
Well,
deadly disease?
the border was not secure because of
You're not
Trump.
going to answer. Okay, I got my answer. Thank you.
Well, the border was not secure because of Trump. It was secure because of COVID-19.
COVID.
It's a hoax, and you know it, and I know it.
Okay.
What, whole COVID? COVID was a hoax?
The administrative actions against COVID are a hoax, not the disease. If they're telling us the imperatives are we have to control illegal aliens, COVID, by making sure people are vaccinated and separated when they show the disease, then the big lie put to that is the number of illegal aliens literally waved into the country to the tune of hundreds of thousands and millions.
Dumb nigga, listen. You're giving Trump credit for securing the border in 2019.
And I'm going to keep on giving him credit for it, too.
You dumb nigga. The border was closed because of COVID in 2019, not Trump. Do you understand that?
Do you understand that before the COVID outbreak broke out, we had numbers from the Customs and Border Patrol that indicated the border was secure even before COVID?
Okay, now that
in 2018.
Now, see what you just did? You just switched the whole fucking year from 2019 to 2018.
That was the last
Shut the fuck up and stop lying, Sarge. Sarge, I listened to
he was out of office in 2020.
I listened to every fucking word you say, you
idiot. You're ignoring what I said. Now you're making up what I didn't say.
You just sit up here and listen.
2019 is the last year because that was the last effective year of his presidency.
You just thumped your chest and said,
what's wrong with you? What do you lack comprehensive skills?
You just thumped your chest and said, in 2019, we had the most secure border under Trump and blah, blah, blah.
Last effective year of his.
You just thumped your chest and said, in 2019, we had the most secure border under Trump and blah, blah, blah. And I just told your ass because of COVID is the reason that the border wasn't busy in 2019. And now you said, in 2018, we had the most secure border. Bitch, shut up. Shut up and stop lying.
You out of office in February 2020, you goddamn idiot asshole. What's the matter with you?
This is also the guy that said, "Is a caravan coming, Tyrone?" Remember that? Remember the big caravan thing?
Listen, multiple caravans, man. If you can add and subtract.
You got a whole pandemic named in 20.
I've seen gondola cars, train cars full of illegal aliens heading to the border. Tractor trailers full.
You got a
50
whole.
of them died one day in the heat when they got locked in there. Some asshole coyote forgot to let them out.
You got a whole pandemic named COVID-19.
Are you crazy? What do you mean? You don't see any of this, huh?
Dumb fucker.
Oh, they said a caravan. There wasn't no caravan. There's been dozens of them.
Jesus.
Okay. Just like, let's see. You also said that the mid-year elections was going to be this red wave, and you were going to show us.
You know what? I didn't factor in the ability to cheat, and that's been proven.
Yeah.
And we got the evidence now on the Dominion voting machines. They're trying to suppress all that too. All that just came out. The man proved in court, right in front of the judge, how easy it was to alter the outcome of Dominion voting machines, and then doing everything they can not to tell you about it, and you're going along with it.
Here we go.
Here we go. See, that's what I mean. Scoff, scoff, scoff. The facts have come out whether you like it or not.
No.
So you saying that there was the Dominion vote? So what the hell was all that money Fox had to pay then, Sarge?
It had to do with insurance and an insufficient amount of evidence at the time. But now I bet you they wish they hadn't settled.
What?
Because you ain't seen the new evidence that's come out, been put up in court.
So they're gonna lose in court.
You don't know either.
So do you realize there's no takebacks whenever you lose a fucking court case, right?
Okay, man. Here's what I go. I love this with you, man. You know, you love to just proclaim a victory and say that's the end of things.
Yes, because it was fucking court.
I mean, there's all kind of things that get revised in the light of new goddamn evidence.
Oh, God. No.
What's wrong with you? You love this.
You were a fucking cop.
All you got to do is make an allegation for you. That constitutes proof.
You were a fucking cop.
You got to be kidding me.
You got to be kidding me.
You were just some kind of Mighty Python skit.
Are you telling me the jury got it wrong? You telling me they got it wrong?
I'm telling you, Fox settled because the insurance company said they had to put up some sort of defense, and they wanted to minimize their damages.
Oh,
That's what I'm telling you.
You tripping.
Then how come Fox isn't settling with the current case?
Look, Fox News is not the be-all and end-all to determine the truth, one way or the other.
It's crazy.
The
I'm just
facts
asking,
are the
is the
truth.
current case going now?
The facts are the truth.
If that's the case, then how come Fox isn't bringing these facts into their current case?
There is no current case
You do
about
realize yes, there is.
that
Fox
case
got
was
sued
settled for
by their
$800 million.
shareholders. No. Fox got sued by their shareholders, saying that they didn't manage the company properly.
Yeah, for not putting up a defense and opposing it. Not because
So what
they
I'm saying
did.
is that case is going now.
Not because
That case
they
is going
did
now. How
settle
come
it.
they don't present this evidence? Plus, there's a separate Dominion case going against individually, Giuliani, Sidney Powell. Why don't they introduce this amazing evidence now? I know why, because it's none.
Sarge, you've gone off the deep end, buddy. Like,
The federal district court for the Northern District Court of Georgia unsealed a report, 96 pages. It's called the Haldeman Report. It was called the Security Analysis of Georgia's ImageCast X Ballot Marking Devices.
Spell that. Haldeman.
Haldeman, Halderman. And here's what the report showed. And remember, the plaintiffs demonstrated it in court before the judge under oath. And they were able to show the vulnerabilities in the system. Under oath, in court, before it could be hacked.
And what's in this report, Sarge?
What I just said, the Federal District Court for the Northern District of Georgia.
And what evidence are you trying to pull out of this report?
I didn't pull it out, sir. They showed before the judge that the touchscreen ballot marking devices they had, and they discovered vulnerabilities in every part of the system that's exposed to attacks. And the most critical problem they found, now get this, is an arbitrary code execution vulnerability that can be exploited to spread malware from a county's central election management system to every ballot marking device in the jurisdiction. They were able to prove it in court.
And where is that in this report? Because I'm looking at your report.
Go look up the court transcript.
I'm looking at your goddamn report.
Something very clear to you.
It doesn't matter. If you don't want to believe something, please.
Bitch, I asked you for the name so I can look at the damn report. So that's what you said, Haldeman. I'm looking at it. Goddamn it, where is it? I'm reading it.
All right.
Yeah, but let me make something very clear.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna get it for you. Here it is.
Obviously.
Here it is.
No.
Security.
No. Hold on. Before you read that, hold on. Proving something can be hacked is different from proving something was hacked.
It's the first step, buddy. First step. One step at a time.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
yes,
it's not.
It is. That's the way. I don't know about you. I don't got an investigation you've ever done, but that's what you do. You show that it can be done, and then you show how it was done.
Dude, I used to do technical forensics, Sarge.
Well, then you should know.
I'm telling you.
What I just said is
proving
true.
Something can be hacked. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's true. You have to prove that those machines were hacked at that time. And you cannot do that.
That's thumbing. Now it's going to be up to the authorities whether or not they're going to take
you got a
account
good
of it or
time
not.
machine, I hope. You got a good time machine, I hope.
All right. Well, look, is Justice Department. Hey, how long has it been since Donald Trump was indicted? Is he gone to trial yet? No. That's the way these things work. This legal machinery grinds pretty slowly. In case you haven't noticed.
Yeah, that means nothing. It's like saying,
it does mean something. It means it takes a while.
ATM machines can be hacked. Yes. Is it possible to hack an ATM machine?
But they told us these were the most secure devices ever, and it was impossible to hack. They said it was like an Enigma machine or something, which, by the way, could have been hacked.
No, I'm just saying, there's a difference between what could be versus what is.
Yeah, I know that, and I'm telling you right now, the evidence will be there.
You know, just like I say to Anthony all the time, if a monkey had a square ass, he shit bricks.
He
Yeah,
makes
if a monkey had a square ass, he
day.
shit bricks. But all monkeys shitting bricks? No.
Okay, whatever. You just don't want to accept the evidence.
I'm
You
just
don't have.
saying.
I'm not requiring you to do.
There's no
I told you what it is.
Hard.
Shut up. There's no evidence.
They showed the machines were vulnerable. Now we were
There's
told
no
that they weren't.
evidence
We
that
were
they
told
were hacked.
over and over again that the machines were not vulnerable.
No, you were not. No,
Yes, we
you were
were.
not. What you
I
were told was what
I
you
read
were.
the reports of
what
the
you were-
Secretary of State,
I don't know.
Raffensperger,
I don't
right
know
here
what
in Georgia.
bullshit you got
He
yourself
said they
hooked
were
up
secure.
to. Yes, and they could have been at that time. Yes, you have to prove they weren't.
Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever.
Proving there's a vulnerability is different from proving those
Whatever,
machines
it's
work.
what, it's what is. It's not whatever, it's what is.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
Threat to election security.
Yeah, I mean, that's extremely important. Proving something can happen, sure. You can prove anything can happen, but the question is, can you prove it did happen? That's what legal
Yes,
is.
I agree
Can you
with
prove
you.
it
That
did
would
happen?
be a necessity. And if they can't prove it did happen, then the issue is moot. So we shall see.
Well, did they go into the likelihood of it happening, Sarge?
What?
Did they go into the
Yes, they did.
what was
But
the
no,
likelihood?
that wasn't the issue before the court. You got to remember, court.
No. Let's stay right here. Now, I don't want to hear you ramble on. Did they go into the likelihood of it
You
happening?
ramble on, man. I mean, I swear to God, what do you mean? Anything doesn't support your goddamn narrative, you don't want to hear.
Well, answer me. Did they go into the
I
likelihood?
mean,
of
I've
it?
never seen people quoted the narrative.
You're deflecting. Answer the question.
Did they go into?
Again, the issue was not to prove whether it had been done. The
I
issue
didn't ask you
before the
that.
court was to show the vulnerabilities of the system. That will come in a later hearing.
Did they go into the likelihood of it happening?
I just said they didn't.
Okay.
It was narrowly focused like most court decisions are.
Okay.
It was a lawsuit.
Okay.
You know, this is just it's over, okay?
Says you. Ain't over
No,
yet. As long as
says
people are
common
still
sense.
bringing
Common sense.
issues before the court.
Common sense and investigator. Investigations
Okay.
multiple.
Yeah, I'm looking at right now. I'm reading Brad Raffensperger's response to this. It said the Haldeman report was the result of a computer scientist having complete access to the Dominion equipment and software for 3 months in a laboratory environment. It identified the risks that are theoretical and imaginary. Our security measures are real and mitigate all of them.
You know,
So what are you saying, Sarge?
that is the purpose of adjudication. See, there was a response, now wasn't there? Now that they made their response to say that it was created in artificial conditions under lab conditions, then now they get to retort to that. Brad Raffensperger doesn't get the last say in matters like this. That's why I keep telling you the best way to prove something, unlike what Tyrone says, is not simply to assert it, but to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt with cross-examination, witnesses submitting evidence under oath. Now, guess what? They get to come back and what he said. And Brad Raffensperger is just the Secretary of State. He's not a computer
Yeah, it
expert.
says.
Let his
Oh
computer
no, but they
expert
have an
get up
expert.
there and retort against it.
Hello. They have a computer expert. It says the MITRE report is available on our website for anyone to read and points out that the vulnerabilities described by Haldeman as operationally infeasible.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to get that from a guy who has pointed out all of the inconsistencies in the violations of Georgia election law, such as signature verification, maintaining chain of custody, maintaining voter rolls, and the rest of it. And we're supposed to believe he doesn't have an issue in not telling the truth about the election? Yeah, you just go keep believing you're a governmental official. Because government officials never lie, do they? They never lie.
Yeah, they have
He's
an expert.
trying to move the goalposts. That's all.
Damn right I am, because I know what Brad Raffensperger is. He's the one with Brian Kemp who made that corrupt deal with Stacey Abrams to allow election law to be changed without the Georgia legislature signing off on it, as is required by the United States Constitution.
Like I said, I've done IT forensics for years, and I can tell you right now, because something is possible doesn't mean it's probable. And this will never
Okay,
fly
you
in
made
court.
your point. I
Never,
made mine.
ever.
We'll see what happens.
Never, ever.
Nothing more to be said because
Yeah.
you keep going over the same ground again.
Yeah. I'm telling
Okay,
you
we
what's going
got
to
that.
happen.
That's
They're going
your
to
opinion. You
laugh
got
at in court.
mine.
Yeah.
Have you got anything new
They're
to
gonna
introduce?
get laughed at.
They offered a reputation
yeah.
of what was
Yelling and
presented in court.
interrupting
Fine,
and
that's
repeating
great.
himself, it makes it true.
Yeah, and yeah, of course, what Rassenberger says makes it true, right? Yeah, you pay your money
No,
and
what
you
is
take your
expert?
choice.
What is, no,
I mean,
what his
you're so
expert
patently-
says.
it's
What
so
his
patently
expert says
obvious.
makes it
Your
true.
tactics don't work. It's old. Come up with something
Yeah.
new.
Fact and evidence is old tactics. You're damn right it is. It's been proven in court.
This is
That's
not
why we
evidence,
have the
Sarge.
system we got.
This is not
It's called
evidence.
an adversarial judicial system.
Yeah, this
Yes,
ain't.
it's an old
This is not
theory, and
evidence,
it
Sarge.
works quite well.
Yeah, this is not
He
evidence.
said-
This is not evidence.
I don't know if you want to go to this new
If he
style
says it
Soviet
is, it
system
must be
where someone
true.
just believes something that makes it so.
Yeah, this
No logic being applied.
this isn't evidence, Sarge. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Again, there's evidence and there's evidence, and we'll see which one prevails.
This isn't fucking evidence. Are you nuts? You was a cop.
That's
What is
what
wrong with you?
adversarial proceedings are for. Yes, they're old. They're from English common law.
Hey, jackass, this is not evidence.
There's no evidence.
God damn, you stupid.
Okay. I swear to God, man, we got to go look at some dictionary definition of what evidence is.
No, we don't. This is not evidence.
No, we don't.
Evidence when it's introduced in a court of law under oath.
No, you're wrong.
Okay, well, I don't know. Why don't you go refresh your law degree then? Because
I
that's
don't
a
need you to
simple
tell me to
definition
do
of evidence.
anything. I don't
Evidence
need
is
you
that
to tell me to
material
do- I
which is
don't need
presented
you to
to
tell
prove
teach
or
me
disprove a
anything
contention.
legally.
That's what evidence is. That is the definition of evidence.
Okay, Mr. Professor.
Yeah, I know because I did the fucking job for 23 years. I had to submit
you
evidence.
didn't do a
Sorry,
good
And I
job.
know what the
Listen to
goddamn word means.
Listen to you.
Sarge,
listen
calm
to
down.
what you're talking about right now, so that
You
you
just
have
scoff.
no.
You
You
got
do
nothing to
not
offer but
know how
disdain.
to.
Sorry,
You
You
calm
have
are
down.
nothing to
not
offer but
logical
disdain.
thinker.
And that's not
You are
really an
not a
argument.
logical thinker. You're just a propagandist.
Whatever.
Okay, you need to calm down, buddy. You going haywire. Hey, this is that thing that Sarge talking about, that whatever that report is. And one of these paragraphs in here, I guess it's in closing. It says, is it possible for a team of bad actors to break into Georgia's 27 voting precincts and install malware that changes the election outcome of 35,000 pieces of equipment and sneak back out while being undetected and leaving no trace? I'll put it this way. It's more likely that I win the lottery without buying a ticket. If the threat to election security comes down to it, bad people will do bad things. And the threat is addressed while locking keys on the surveillance cameras and physical security measures and punished by those who break the law. So I guess what they're saying is if people want to do bad things, they will. But you know, it's a small chance, and it's very unlikely that, you know, these people did what Sarge is saying that they did. And Sarge, in this report, it don't say what like Joe said, it was a hypothetical test. They did a little test or whatever they did, and you know, they ran their scenarios and all this kind of stuff, but it doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove a damn thing that it actually happened, you know. And George is saying that it was a secure election. So, I mean, you're yelling and screaming for nothing right now.
Well, I can tell you this much. Paper ballots in a locked box open in the presence of partisan observers would minimize these controversies. That's what they need to go back to. It worked fine in 1864 when we elected a president. In 1864, when they knew who the president was on the night of the goddamn election day. And without high-speed internet and with nothing but telegraph.
Well, I can't
Okay,
listen
so-
to all this foolishness.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
you
let
all
me-
have a good night.
Good night, Miss
We had
Lady.
paper ballots and that worked just fine,
But
even in
listen-
the 19th century.
Listen, brother, let's use logic right now, right? You say that it worked fine in 1864. Logically, right? How many fucking elections we had since 1864, brother? That work.
This universal mail-in balloting, and internet connections are new. They were all conducted in the main with either lever machines or paper ballots.
Okay, listen, brother.
So what we're talking about now is something that's unprecedented, relatively speaking, and new. Brother. And we don't know what the ramifications of using this are insofar as fraud goes.
Brother, since 1864, we've had a lot of elections that worked. So you can't sit up here and tell me.
It was conducted in much the same manner as was done in 1864. And you didn't have this
is not true, Sarge.
Yeah. I'll just hook up my horse and buggy and go vote.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You want to have some sophisticated machines that is easy to hack. Yeah, I bet you do.
There were a number of
not
elections.
Easy to hack.
What the hell is wrong with you, man? Are you slow? Are you telling me the last election that worked, the last election for you that worked was in 1864? Is that what you're telling me?
That's not what I said. That's not what we got the hardest problem with comprehension. I speak clearly. I speak English very well. Subject, verb, predicate, agreement. I don't know why you have trouble understanding what I say. I said in 1864 it was done with paper balloting at person at the ballot box. And by midnight of the election day, they knew who the president was. And all they had with high-speed equipment was a telegraph wire.
Why the fuck are you going all the way back to the...
I didn't say that was the last time it was done.
So why are you referencing the 1800s? That is stupid.
Because it goes to show it was a lot more efficient then.
That's stupid.
And it was primitive then.
The 1800s?
Now we gotta wait 3 weeks and a month to know who actually won the election.
Oh my goodness.
And you think that's better? Crazy?
Man, come on, man. The 1800s.
That's making it easy to steal elections. Are you kidding?
Come on.
They used to have the things in locked boxes. People would be sitting there in the poll booth watching a locked box. Then they'd open the locked box and count them in the presence of partisan observers.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why there wasn't a whole lot of discussion about whether or not the election was stolen or not.
That's because they didn't have conspiracy theories jamming people up. At the end of the day, it's far easier to cheat with paper ballots than it is electronically. Electronically, they remember checks and balances and footprints. Yeah.
I know where you can keep a chain of custody of ones and O's, and you can't alter it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
That's how you get paid.
Yeah, whatever.
You trust how you get paid. You trust how you get paid, don't you?
Oh, man. Look, you're supposed to keep the envelope. You're supposed to keep the envelope so you can verify signature. Not the ballot. You keep the envelope. Signature verification is done by the signature on the ballot envelope.
Do you get a paper Social Security check?
They were not retaining those envelopes so they could be audited.
Do you get a paper Social Security check?
Okay, I'm going to go again. Now who's moving the goalposts? We're talking about the election, not Social Security.
Nigga, you just referred to 18. You just referred to 1800. What the fuck?
Election, you are required to retain the envelopes for audit.
He just referred to 1800, and now he don't want nobody refer to Social Security. What the hell?
Do you elect Social Security?
Do I what?
Or do you apply for it and get it when you fill out all the paperwork and get the damn thing, and then go back and check to see whether or not you're actually qualified to get it?
I don't know how to.
So for me, that's more relevant in that regard than simply bringing up Social Security arbitrarily.
You just brought up the 1800s arbitrarily.
Because there was an election in 1864.
Oh, Jesus.
And they had the results by midnight.
And they also rode horses and fucking buggies.
Okay, so this is what I mean. So you like sophisticated
methods that run your elections. The systems that run your elections are far more secure than the one that runs Social Security.
The probability and the likelihood of it is there, especially with universal mail-in balloting.
Again, the systems that run the elections are far more secure than the system that prints your Social Security check. Yet you trust it every month.
I don't trust it either. I don't you. I don't trust it. I get it, but I don't trust it.
Yeah, I mean the election
Unless you
system
get a
is
paper,
secure,
don't
man.
tell me you get a paper Social Security check. Don't tell
Well,
me you actually sign it back and go to the bank and deposit it. Are you
listen,
fucking
man.
shitting me, Sarge?
Well, some people do.
What's going on, man? Is these people, what is specifically your political party is planting seeds of doubt in your head, man, and you sucking that shit up, man.
No, I don't need no. Now on that you're wrong. There are all too many in the Republican Party who want to poo-poo the idea that the election was stolen. So you're wrong. In the Republican establishment, they would readily assure us that the election was secure and the election was straight up and down. Ask Mitt Romney; he'll tell you that all day long.
I'm gonna prove it to you. Watch this right here.
Ask Mitt Romney; he'll tell you all day long it was most secure election in American history.
I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm gonna prove it to you that they're planting seeds of doubt, right? So the people who won,
I don't need them to plant seeds of doubt. I became that conclusion on my own.
No, I'm gonna prove it to you. Watch this right here. The people who were down ballot and won their seats, right? They're not complaining, right? The people who lost their seats, like Kerry Lake, Donald Trump, and others, they're the ones who telling you that it was fake. So the people who won, you don't hear them. You didn't hear Lindsey Graham saying it was fake. You didn't hear Tim Scott saying it was fake. You didn't hear any of those winners saying that it was fake, right? The people who lost their seats.
So wait a minute. So it's either all or nothing. So if any elections were not outcome determined through fraud, then therefore none of them were.
What? I'm trying to tell you.
So in other words, because everybody didn't complain about the election. That means none of them were rigged or none of them were outcome determined by fraud.
What I'm telling
that
you.
doesn't make sense either. It's not all of a piece. It's some of one and some of the other.
Are you telling me that Are you telling me that you run around here telling us that you sit here and cried for goddamn Tim Scott because he won his election?
Oh, now who's moving goalposts?
No, I'm not, because Tim Scott won.
I'll tell you what, since I did not study the Tim Scott election, I have no way of knowing whether or not there was any fraud in it. I don't know.
Because he fucking won.
Listen to me. I'm going to tell you one more time, blockhead. One more time, blockhead. Open up the patch in your head so this opinion will get in. I don't have enough knowledge of Tim Scott's election to make an analysis one way or the other. I don't know whether it was fraud in the election or not.
Because he won.
So I cannot comment on it.
Matt Gaetz did not yell fraud. Lauren Boebert did not yell fraud.
I haven't studied Matt Gaetz' election. I don't know.
Marjorie Greene didn't yell fraud.
Same thing there. I didn't study that election.
They didn't scream fraud because they won.
For all I know, there might have been fraud that enabled her to win, for all I know.
Kerry Lake started screaming fraud because she lost.
Until you look at it.
The people are planting fucking seeds.
I looked at the presidential election, though.
No, well, Kerry Lake wasn't a presidential candidate.
All right, well, you got your opinion on it. I have none. Oh, I got an opinion on Kerry Lake. They definitely stole that
because she wasn't presidential candidate.
They definitely stole that one. There's no doubt about that.
There you go.
All those machines that couldn't handle, didn't have the appropriate size ballot to go in the machine, and they rejected thousands of them. Oh, yeah, I know about that election.
There you go. They planting seeds of doubt.
Yeah, well, that was a fact. That wasn't made up. That wasn't conspiracy. They said it was a mistake.
Sorry.
It was just an honest mistake.
You going down that rabbit hole, buddy.
Whatever. I'll just say to that Trump, to that brother Tyrone, I'll just say whatever.
You're going down that rabbit hole, brother. Listen, guys, it's after 12. I'm gonna open all these lines.
All the evidence that you choose to reject, you just scoff at.
That Q&A session is over. All participants are unmuted.
I appreciate you guys for calling in. I got all the lines open. Y'all still on YouTube for a little while. And if y'all can act right, you're still on YouTube. But sorry, yeah, that's all they doing is they planting seeds of doubt in your head, man. And I don't know why you so vulnerable to that stuff.
I don't need them to do it because there's no way in God's green earth I'm ever going to be convinced that senile old corrupt crap got 81 million votes. No motherfucking way in hell am I ever going to believe it. I don't care if every Republican says he did.
Well, I don't know what.
There you go, Tyrone.
Huh?
You can't do shit with stupid.
So quit trying, God damn it. You're right. You can't. My kind of stupid is gonna win.
You think
You,
you think Trump
your
gonna
kind of
beat?
stupid hadn't won yet. He hadn't won yet. He's close. He's a loser.
Hey man, they'd have kicked that nigga out the casino. All the
Oh
losing
shit,
he
right?
done done by now, nigga. They say, nah, man,
Yeah.
we don't want your money no more, nigga. Just get the fuck off the
Nah.
property.
You know, Mama's boy is kind of sad because this guy really truly believes that the world is flat, you know, and that's a euphemism, that the world is flat, you know, and it's just like, man, this guy go get his feelings hurt. But I just want you to remember this moment. So when the election happens and we get to look back on it, I don't want Sarge to say, I didn't say that, like he always does, you know, when he retracts. You know, whenever he gets caught in the bullshit, he always, I didn't say that. That's not what I said. You know.
No, you just
Y'all
make
hear
up
it here.
shit like you did with that visit to Hawaii. You just make up your own narrative to make it look like I said something I didn't say. It doesn't matter what I say. You tell me what I did, even though you weren't there.
Well,
That's what you do because you people are inveterate liars.
Well, let me ask you, since this is the conversation, do you honestly think Trump got a chance at winning?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Without cheating, he's going to win the landslide. Absolutely.
Well, why you throw that
The only
caveat?
thing I'm concerned about is fraud in the swing
That's some
states.
crack.
Not in every state,
That's some
in the
serious
swing
ass
states.
crack, boy.
Well, why you
Again,
throw that?
the only thing I'm concerned with is fraud in the swing states, not in every state. We're talking about 6 of them.
Well, why you
No
throw
more.
that? Why you throw that caveat
I
in
done
there?
already heard the answer, Tyrone. It's not
That's
gonna
what I'm
shock
saying.
you, but
Why you throw that caveat in there without cheating? What do you mean by that?
Because I do not think the fraud is nationwide, at least not to the point of being outcome determinative. I think it is in 6 states.
So without cheating, what do you mean? Like Georgia, Philadelphia?
Yeah, I mean Georgia, New York, not New York, New York's not one of them. New York's Democrat. They're going to win. That I accept as given. I'm talking about Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan,
Virginia,
Arizona, Pennsylvania, and I think those are states where the
Virginia.
outcome is determined. I do not think it is the other 44 states are guilty of it to any significant extent.
So if
So
Biden, wait a minute, hold on for a minute. Wait a minute, hold
again.
on, wait a minute. So if Biden win the same states that he won last time, you'll say that's cheating.
No, I'll look at the evidence of whether there is or not. This is going to be a new election. It's not the election of 2020. I'm pretty sure what happened in 2020, but 2024 is still up in the air. We shall see. I'm willing to concede that he won the election if he wins it and there's no evidence of election fraud.
Well, you gone. I don't know what else to tell you.
Man, Tyrone, I don't know many people talk like this, man.
Observe an outcome even before it's happened.
Man, it's a lot of people think that election was stolen. Ain't nothing you gonna do to change that man's direction.
Yeah, he gone.
He
Well,
gone.
I'll await on events for 2024. I'm not going to automatically say the cheating was done. I think Democrats are trying to figure out a way to do it. It doesn't mean that they will, but I'll wait till the election's held in order to make that assessment.
And
Let me say this right here, real quick.
Oh, I got kind of shut out. I just
Go ahead.
I heard y'all talk about a lot of shit, Tyrone, and he brought up paper ballots. And the last time I voted, I produced a paper ballot. I went to an electronic device. I put in my vote. It printed out my ballot, and I took it and handed it to a person. They told me to stick it in the machine so it could take my ballot and tabulate it. So there's still paper ballots as far as I'm concerned.
I don't have a problem with Texas's election. I think Texas's election was pretty much straight up.
You know, it's strange to me to watch this whole cabal go on, right? They are accusing Democrats of cheating, right? And that's one thing that Democrats is not going to do. But I watch Republicans cheat all day goddamn long. They accuse the Democrats of cheating, stealing the goddamn election, but the Democrats will bend over goddamn backwards to follow the goddamn rules. And they get accused of cheating, and they won't stand up and fight and prove that they're not cheating, but they will follow the goddamn rules. And these people constantly accuse them of fraud and election fraud and all this kind of stuff. But the Democrats don't do that shit. But the Republicans do it all day long. We seen the damn Republicans come up with phony electors. We seen them come up with phony documents. We seen Kenneth Cheeseborough. We seen Jenna Ellis. We seen Sidney Powell. We seen Rudy Giuliani. We seen people fucking sitting down there in Georgia on RICO charges. We seen fucking my man going to jail right now for not showing up the goddamn
Peter Navarro.
yeah, Trump people going to jail left and right for fucking cheating. And that's all they do. Sarge is sitting up here saying the Democrats is going to cheat. That is one thing that the Democrats is not going to do is cheat. And they keep accusing the goddamn Democrats of fucking cheating. They're not going to goddamn cheat.
He's going to jail for election fraud. He's going to jail for contempt of Congress because he invoked executive privilege because he did not want to reveal private conversations in his capacity as advisor to the President of the United States. That was a separate issue than election fraud.
Peter Navarro. Okay,
Stop making things up.
Peter Navarro is the Green Bay sweep guy, right?
Yeah, he's the one that came up with the whole idea.
Okay, so that's the part that I'm talking about. That part.
Well, you tied it in with election fraud. It had nothing to do with it. He was invoking executive privilege because he did not want to reveal conversations that were confidential with the President of the United States. And they said he had no right to invoke
Conversations about election
So
fraud.
therefore, he's going to jail pending his appeal.
Once again, you don't have my mind.
Conversations about election fraud.
Once again, Sarge, you can't speak for me.
Whatever they were confidential and privileged.
Once again, you can't speak for me. And Peter Navarro had the whole plan about the Green Bay sweep, and that was about fucking goddamn election fraud, Sarge. So
doesn't matter what it was.
He stood up in front of the world on Ari Melber on MSNBC of all places to do this dumb shit. Peter Navarro described the whole plan, and Ari Melber asked him. He asked him at the moment. He said, "Do you know what you just described is illegal?" And Peter Navarro evaded the question, like he didn't know, like he was stupefied or something. But it was his whole idea, and Trump did it at that. And you know, I don't know. I still stick to the same old. Everybody ain't lying. And when you see all the other people going to jail around this dude, hey, everybody ain't going to jail for no reason. Everybody that has something to do with Donald Trump ends up locked up. That's not a coincidence.
Congress got the Attorney General to file a contempt of Congress arrest.
Not
that was
a
obvious. It wasn't a
coincidence.
secret why he got arrested and charged.
Hold on. That's not a secret. Bro, everybody ain't going to jail for no reason.
Well,
and there was no fucking privilege. Peter Navarro didn't have no privilege. That's why he's going to fucking jail.
Okay.
He tried to. He tried that Trump shit, Tyrone. It didn't work for him.
It didn't work for Trump. It didn't work for Trump either. Hell, what he did with that phone call to Brad Rathberg, he did in his capacity as President of the United States. And that crazy bitch in Fulton County charged him with a RICO.
Tyrone, Sarge, you know better than that. You know way better than that.
I know what it is. I've read the indictment.
You know better than that. You know better than that. You know better than that. President ain't got no business calling no motherfucking state in an election he's involved in. He's got no motherfucking business doing. You know that, Sarge. Come on, you know better than that. And for you to try to shape it, for you to try to putty, silly putty shape it away from the true and living patriotic fact, constitutional fact. Bruh, let me finish speaking, Sarge. You are supposed to be a constitutionalist. I'm calling bullshit. If you try to make a excuse for Donald Trump to call the state of Georgia in an election he's involved in, now you got to be stupid if you think I'm gonna believe your ass.
I'm sorry to believe anything I say. I ask you again, what was the law that he broke? What was the law that he broke by phoning the Secretary of State?
Nobody. Why does it always have to be a law, bro? Why does it? Hold on. Why does it have to be a law?
Okay.
No, I'm asking you specifically. I'm asking you specifically.
Oh man, this is beautiful. I love it. Okay, I got your answer. Thank you.
Well, it's an obvious answer. The president is involved in the very election he's calling the damn governor and the Secretary of State about. That's improper for real. And you can't say it's not, because you know it is.
Even if it is, it's not illegal, especially
it's
when you
not
think
his job.
there are election irregularities.
It's not his job. The improper,
the
whole point of it being improper proves that it's not in his job.
There is a Georgia law, Sergeant. It's on them fucking RICO charges. I read them to you. Do you want me to look it up for you?
Yeah, read the indictment. I'd rather you read the indictment, because that's what they got to prove. Read the indictment.
Google it. You want me to Google it for you?
Yes. They don't have to prove. Look, they got to prove what's in the indictment. That's what they have to prove. Now, I don't know what law you're talking about, but anytime anybody's charged with a crime, every specification in the indictment has to be proved beyond reasonable doubt. That's what they have to prove.
Goddamn, Sarge, I thought your ass. Wait.
Sarge is gone, Tyrone. You said it before. He gone. There's no getting this man back. He on the limb. He hanging out there.
Point I make. You talk about me and my delusions. And
well, I just answered the question. You just didn't like the answer.
You got to prove what's in the indictment.
I answered your question, bro. You just didn't like the answer I gave you.
No, you diverted to me not being delusional. That's what you diverted.
No, I'm saying that now after I answered your question.
I'm too far gone, accept your notion of evidence.
Listen, no, this is what I said after I answered your question. I said, Tyrone, you right. He gone.
Okay, well that's
Tyrone.
That's a distinction without a difference.
Bro, it was after I answered your question. Nobody diverted.
Since I don't agree with you, therefore I am delusional.
I don't give a rat's ass if you agree with me.
Let's forget about it. Let's move on, because I don't want to keep going over this.
No, we're not moving on. We're not doing what Sarge wants. We're not doing. This ain't. Hey, let's do what Sarge wants.
Because I'm not keep beating a dead horse.
Hey, let's do what Sarge wants to do. No, that ain't happening.
What I said I'm not beating a dead horse. I don't give a fuck what you do.
Shit, I answered your question. I didn't divert a damn thing. Yes, I did.
What law he broke? You said it was improper. That's what you said.
No, I asked you why does he have to break a law?
I said he didn't, and I keep asking you what law did he break?
And then I asked you right after that, why does he have to break a law?
I say he didn't. You said he did.
No. See, you still talking past the very answer type question I gave you, because it's a very good. It's very good. You don't have to agree with the premise. You asked me what law.
I don't think there's an answer to something I don't agree with. He didn't break a law. I can't answer it any other way than that.
Sarge, you asked me the question. I didn't ask you.
Okay, I said, why did he have to break the law? I don't think he broke the law.
Sarge, can you just stop for a second?
Sarge,
goddamn, stop for a second.
Sarge, wait a minute. Hold
you
on.
Can't understand.
Okay, y'all, both of y'all stop. Sarge, are you looking at the screen?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, look, on the screen is the indictment. Up under Donald Trump name, there's counts 1, 5, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 27 through 29, 38 through 39. Those are the laws that he broke in Georgia. Okay?
No, that's the indictment. That's not the laws that he broke. That's the
Okay,
indictment.
listen.
Allegation.
Listen.
It's an allegation. You don't even know it's an allegation.
Sarge, can you please shut up?
You got
Can
a
you
corrupt district attorney
You'll
claiming that
never get it in,
Sarge,
Tyrone.
can you please shut up and let me finish? I'm gonna finish with what I'm saying. I'm gonna start it over again so the people can hear me. 1, 9, 5, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 27 through 29, 38 through 39. Those are the laws that he broke in Georgia. The numbers correspond with the laws that are up under the numbers on the left side of the screen. And the laws is OGGA, and it goes to the law on the left hand side of the screen that correspond to the numbers on the right hand side of the screen. So those are the laws up under Donald Trump name that he broke in Georgia.
And you're forgetting that the judge dismissed 6 of those charges, haven't you? You didn't even mention that, did you?
Okay, so if he dismissed 6 of those charges, the rest of them still stand. So those
Well,
are
the
the
rest
laws.
of them stand, and they're not proof of anything. They're an
Okay,
indictment.
Sarge, can I please
Hold
finish
on.
with
We
what
gotta make
wait a
sure
minute,
people
can I
get
please?
the truth. The judge did dismiss 6 charges, but only 3 of Donald Trump's charges. There were 6 charges in total, but only 3 of them were charged to Trump. So
Okay.
Trump still got 10 fucking charges on his ass.
Okay, so
And so many counts per charge, all
when
that.
Sarge was asking the question about the law that
Might want to
Donald
look
Trump,
at the Hatch Act. Look at the Hatch Act.
so those are the laws, Sarge. So when you
So
was
when
asking,
are the feds going to charge him with that one?
oh Jesus, damn it, your question was answered, motherfucker. So goddamn, there you go. Shit.
Hey, did Jack Smith miss one of those charges? He
Hey,
didn't charge him with a violation of the Hatch Act.
man,
He
out
didn't
of
charge
here.
him with kidnapping a Lindbergh baby either. Maybe he should have.
Now he bringing the Lindbergh baby in.
Yeah, why not? They got everything else in there.
Hell, you done brought everybody else in this motherfucker. Why not? Bring Jesus too.
Again, that's relevant. Yes, I am.
So is Donald Trump the new Jesus?
I don't think so. Next question.
Did you know that the evangelicals kind of feel like he's some divine, president?
I'm not evangelical, and I have no idea why they would designate him such. I don't believe he is. So I'm not a spokesman for them. They can do what they want.
Would you
They call Connie Willis the Virgin Mary for all I care.
I have a question for you, Sarge. So suppose Trump wins and the evangelical right impose a lot of that thought process, Trump being like the chosen one, so to speak. Would you have a problem with that?
Please define impose. How will they impose such a process on the people of the United States?
Well, I'll tell you exactly how they would do it. Hold on for a second. They got this
I'd
thing.
like to hear this. Yeah,
they got this thing called Project 25. You ever heard it?
Vaguely.
Okay, so Project 25. If Donald Trump wins, they're going to institute Project 2025. They're going to immediately. It's a presidential transition. I'll put it on the screen for you over here. They're going to immediately hire 20,000 motherfucking goddamn conservatives, evangelicals. They're going to fire 20,000 already people in the government. And they're going to make this transition by hiring 20,000 people who are evangelicals into the goddamn government. And they're going to make this transition that Mama's boy is talking about.
All right. So wait a minute. So they're boasting on something that they have no direct control over. That's the president makes appointments that he can. I mean, Barack Obama fired every U.S. attorney in the nation when he took office. He fired all of them, and all of them had to resubmit applications, which he took on individually. You do know that Barack Obama did that.
No, you asked
fired
Mama's
every
boy.
single U.S. attorney when he came into office.
You asked Mama's boy how they would make that transition, and
I'm just saying it is common to fire people who are appointed. Most administrations do that. I'm sure the Trump administration will be no exception. That's why I said it.
No, you asked Mama's boy how they would make that transition, and I was telling you that the
That
conservative.
sounds rather infeasible to me. I don't see how
And he
it's going to
still
be.
need to answer my question.
How is that
Okay.
going to impose thoughts on people?
Listen to what I'm saying. They've been talking about Project 2025. I'm giving you the website. Look at the screen. This has been in the works for a long time. The last time Donald Trump was in the White House, they realized that the way he was hiring and firing people just wasn't efficient enough. So they started working on Project 2025 a long time ago. Here is the goddamn team. Paul Dines, Spencer Kreischen, Troop Hemingway. Here's their fucking website. Their fucking goddamn extreme fucking goddamn conservative religious people. It says right here, the actions of the liberal politicians in Washington have created a desperate need and a unique opportunities for conservatives to start undoing the damage of the left has wrought and built. Okay, so it is not enough for conservatives to win elections. If we have, what would it say? If we are going to rescue the country from the grip of the radical left, we need to both govern agenda and the right people ready in place. If the goal, this is the goal of the 2025 presidential transition team. The project will build on 4 pillars and collectively pave the way for effective conservative administration, a political agenda, personnel training, in 180 days playbook. The project is the effort of a broad coalition of conservative organizations that have come together to ensure successful transition beginning in January 2025 with the right conservative policy recommendations, property vetted, trained personnel to be implemented to implement them. I was looking for that page where they tell you about the 20,000 goddamn personnel because I read over this thing before and I was like, wow. So they tell you about 20,000 personnel immediately, and then they tell you about the Department of Education they're going to replace, all of the departments they're going to fucking replace all the people. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. And it's going to be ugly because they're going to replace every goddamn body. And I was like, what? And guys, the Republicans don't need to get the goddamn elected, y'all, because they gonna fucking fuck up this goddamn country if this goes through.
Ain't gonna be no more elections. Fuck that.
It's gonna be over with. And they already.
But my question for Sarge was, Tyrone. My question for Sarge was, would he have a problem?
I got a question for Tyrone. I need an answer to. What is your objection? Is it legal? Is it constitutional? Or simply on policy? What is it? Or is it all three?
Oh well, let me answer you. This is unprecedented in America. We've never did elections like this. There has always been a transition whenever it comes to America and politics, but we've never had a transition where you totally uproot the systems that are in place and then you just replace it with your own political party and your own ideology. We've never ever in this country ever done anything like this. Never. So no, I disagree with this totally. And if this, you might as well be a fucking goddamn Nazi whenever this happens. So this is.
So Sarge, you agree with that Project 2025?
Since you seem to have a problem with being very specific, it sounds to me as if your objection is ideological and policy wise. Am I correct?
No, this is fucking Nazism.
Stop it with that bullshit. What is your objection to this?
So you agree with it?
Constitutionally or otherwise?
So you agree with it?
This is fucking Hitler.
Oh,
nigga.
Stop it. Now you're being silly.
Look,
let me explain something to you, Tyrone. If those people are civil service, he cannot fire them immediately. It's against the law.
Now you got some kind of
Let me
knowledge.
finish.
Do you agree with it?
If they are in a appointed position,
Answer
he has
the
every
fucking
right
question.
to fire every single one of them. Period.
Do you agree with it?
If he wants to, yes, I agree with it.
No, no, if was a fifth, we'd all be fucked up, Sarge.
One
Tell
more
me the
time.
facts,
If
motherfucker.
they're
I want
civil
the facts.
servants, he cannot fire them. If they're
I want the
appointed,
facts.
he can fire every single one. Period.
No,
And
no,
because
Sarge.
that's his decision, I
I'm
don't
not
care. I support
arguing.
it.
I'm not arguing with you about his ability. Listen to me closely. So, if obviously you're going to vote for Trump, is that correct, Sarge? Let's take this a step at a time.
Both times, yes.
Okay, so after you voted Trump in, if not soon after he's inaugurated, the hard evangelical right takes over, whatever you want to call it, his presidency. In other words, he starts doing everything they want. Okay, and this instituting of 20,000 people. You know what I'm saying? This whole swapping in, swapping out of these civil servants that you seem to be, sounds like you taking up for. But if he just comes in and just lets the evangelical right run his presidency, he does whatever, he's promised that he would do, like be dictator on day one. All the things that you say he bloviates about, if he actually does all this shit in the name of the evangelical right because he's the chosen one, would you have a problem with it? You.
I do not believe he will do that. And if he does, if he appoints people who are otherwise qualified, I have no problem with it. That is my answer. I will not change it.
You got to say they got to be qualified. That make, of course, I would. I mean, goddamn, I would agree with you. If they qualified, they should work there. But I don't think they should be replacing 20,000 people. I think that's ridiculous. That sounds like some sort of tyrannical idiot.
The problem with this whole thing is
Bro, I'm not done. I'm done. But my whole point. Go ahead, Tyrone.
The problem with this whole thing is the religious backing. We live in a democracy, and this should not be a theocracy. It should not have this religious undertone whatsoever. This is America, and to have this type of religious backing is just wrong.
That's exactly where I was fixing to go.
Okay, let me tell you one of the people I hope he fires on day one. There's a transgender freak who is an assistant secretary of defense to the Pentagon, one of the lower level assistant, yes, lower level. I'm not saying they're the highest up, but they are an assistant secretary of defense. I can't think of the name right now. I'll get it for you if you need it.
Okay, well, I'm getting ready to hang up on YouTube.
He was recorded saying that he believes the National Guard should be mobilized